All right, looks like we're live. Oh,
Cool. Cool, cool. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
well,
Happy
thank you.
birthday.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just switching something over real quick. So, yeah, I would normally do a intro song, but
I could do
just
one. Happy birthday to
oh
you.
yeah,
Happy birthday to
yeah,
you.
it's
Happy 29th birthday, dear Kathy. Happy
yep.
birthday to you. Na 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 na.
Thank you. And do you know that that the, I just found something out that I didn't know. You know how there's a golden birthday, like
Yeah, yep, I
so.
do.
Okay, so when I was 8 years old, that was my golden birthday, and I remember I got a hoppity hop, a blue one,
I don't know what a
and
hoppy hop was.
oh, it's like a big rubber ball that it had a handle on it, and you'd sit on
Oh,
it and
okay, yes.
bounce.
Yo, that's not what we called them, but I know what you're talking about. Yep.
What'd you call them?
I don't remember, but it wasn't a hoppity hop. It was some sort of bounce something. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I got a hoppity hop, and I got a guitar. My mom bought me a guitar from Sears,
Cool, cool.
acoustic guitar, and then I got a stool because at 8 years old in our house, that's when you start washing dishes. So, yeah, so I got a really
Ah,
cool stool with blue daisies on it and shit.
huh, that's
70s
funny.
or whatever. Um,
That's
so
funny.
yeah, anyway, so yeah, I remember it well. But also there's another birthday um, that like if you were born in 75, right?
Right.
Um, when you turn 75,
That's your
you're
golden
born.
birthday.
No, that's actually a different birthday. It's a something starts with a B. Let's see. Birth year matches the age. Yeah, birth year. Yeah, so when your birth year matches your age.
Well, now that's this year.
Huh? This happens only once in a lifetime. Right. Once in a lifetime.
This is
But
now
it
for me, right? Because I was
right,
born in
right.
63 and I am
Yep.
63.
Yep. Yep. And it's called something with a B. Yeah, it only
Bitch's
had oh
birthday. The
yeah.
bitch, I'm a bitch. I'm the bitch's back. That's the bitch's birthday. There you go. I'm joking. That's my birthday.
Oh shoot. Hold on a second. Uh give me just 1 second.
Okay. I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking or not. I don't even know if anybody's in the chat. Anyway, if you guys can hear me, I want to say hello to everybody. And when Kathy comes back, we should all scream happy birthday to her.
Okay, sorry, it was my
Not a problem.
ex
Oh, that's
sending
nice.
me sending me birthday wishes. Yep.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah. Him and his wife sent me a card.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
I got a card from my ex too.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, every year I get one, and this it's weird because like Jen's birthday was this month. Obviously I didn't get a card from her. But and then one of my other exes was born this month as well, and she's the one I get the card from every year. And God knows we were exes 40 years ago. So
That's nice.
yeah.
It says when your age you're turning matches the year you were born. This milestone is known as a Bedian birthday, named after a New York firefighter who first observed the coincidence. It happens only once in a lifetime. So it's a Bedian, Beddian birthday, a Bedian birthday. So if you're born in 1975 and then you turn 75, that is your Bedian birthday. You only get one. So yeah, this is it.
Okay, well, this is my Betty and birthday.
Yeah, have fun. Anyway, so let me get into the chat because I'm discombobulated because I was about to come on and then they said StreamYard said I used up all my free minutes. Well, surprise, surprise. I kind of knew that was going to happen with these 5 and 6 hour live streams.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, I burned through those like nothing. So I had to pay StreamYard and just to get on here. So that kind of put me behind. And then Grace asked me if I could turn off those heart things that go up the side, those hearts. And I tried to do it, I tried to do it, but it didn't work. So anyway, and so that kind of put me behind. So sorry, you guys, I did come on a little bit late. Everything was just I'm kind of kind of running behind. So anyway, but it was a fun day. Thank you.
You're allowed because it's your birthday. It's your
Yep.
birthday.
I can screw up. I can blow money. I can do whatever I want on my money on my birthday.
right.
Sarah says hello, Kathy. I hope all is well. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for coming in, Daphne. Yes, you are in the right place. Tie dye. Oh, thank you for that. And she says hi to Toddie and Lots and everybody.
Hey,
Thank you,
everybody.
Tina.
Hello.
Hello, Kathy from Oswego, New York. Did I say that right? Oswego?
Yeah, Oswego. That's not
Oswego.
far from where I was.
Yeah, Oswego. Hello, Oswego. Ann and Oswego. Math says, Kathy and Toddy, heyo, happy 19th birthday. Thank you. Thank you. I'm now legally old enough to drink alcohol.
Not if you're
know, you got
19.
oh no, at 21, wasn't it?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, I'm still not old enough. A couple more years, I can have a beer. Thank you, Matt and Daphne, and yeah, hoppity hop. Yeah, I did get a hoppity hop. You guys remember those? I don't even know if they make them anymore. They probably. Well, thank you, Florida Life in the Sun. Welcome, Grace. Oh, there's our moderator. Hey, Grace, I tried to turn them hard things off, and I don't know. I was running so far behind it, I couldn't do it. She sent me a video how to do it, but I don't know if he was on his phone when he did. I didn't have none of those options when I looked. So anyway, I'll try again next time because I know that in order to turn off those heart things, you got to turn it off every single time, not a one-time thing. So anyway,
they said that they still make those hoppity hops.
Oh, do they still make them? Yeah, it was cool. I had a blue one.
And said so. And in your chat said so.
Oh, cool. Yeah, my friend had a red one. Her birthday was June 3rd, a few days before mine. She got a red one. I got a blue one. And yeah.
Sorry. Just want to say
hi to Marshmallow. Yep. Good evening to Marshmallow. Thank you.
Hi, Grace.
Yeah.
That's what I said, Grace. I didn't call them hoppity hops. She calls them hoppity hoes.
Hoppity ho.
Those were those round, big ball things. Almost looks like a medicine ball with a handle on it, and you jump up and down on it.
Yeah,
and they came in red, yellow, I think orange and blue.
Yep.
But they weren't. I forgot they were called bouncy somethings when I was a kid, not a hop. I mean, I don't.
Hoppity hop. Yeah, I do it. I'm only 6 years from that birthday. Really? Oh, you're gonna have your once in a lifetime. Hey, tie-dye gammy. Yeah, so you're gonna have a Bidian birthday. I think it was that was this call. Yeah, well, yours is coming up once in a lifetime.
Hey, tie-dye gammy.
Now that if you're born like 1999, you might not see it. You know what I mean? The poor people are born in the late 90s,
or 2000s. If
yeah,
you were born in 2000, probably not.
Yeah, well, you probably already had it before you were born. 00. Yeah. Oh yeah. So anyway, I just learned that today because my dad called me and my dad said, "What year were you born?" And he asked me when to, and I told him that. And anyway, it just kind of made me look that up because he asked if it was I said my golden birthday was when I was 8.
Yeah, mine would have been at 24.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Eric will be charged, so happy birthday on that part. Do you think so?
Where are you seeing that? I don't see that.
Math. It says number one with a crown. Math T3F says, Marshmallow says, hey, Toddie, wavy hand above that. Eric will be charged, so happy birthday on that. But really, that would be a cool birthday present.
Oh, okay. I see it. I see it. I see it.
Really, Matt? We hear you, Toddie. Happy birthday. Thank you, Florida. Kathy, I hope you apologize to your mama for causing her all that pain. Yeah. No, I never did. I was actually a pretty good kid. Ted Gammy, yes. Just wait and pay attention next year. Really? You got some inside information that we should know about, Matt?
Yeah, Matt.
Matt. Spill the beans, Matt. Spill the beans. Pay attention next few minutes. Well, I do know one thing. The next indictment, the grand jury is in September. So, and I don't know if I don't know if people can get charged in between that, but I know the next grand jury meets in September. So, I don't know.
I don't know how that works. I reached out to somebody. My phone's in the other room. Actually making my phone's recording Nancy Grace at the moment, but I'd reached out to somebody that I used to work with that went on to bigger and better things than, working in the jail. They actually worked at broader agencies, and I was asking them something earlier. I was just going to reach out and ask if that's possible, if they would know if that's possible or not, but I can't use my phone right now, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Can you guys hear okay? I'm not sure. Toddie, can you turn your mic
I
up?
hear you just fine. I hear you fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody hear us both okay?
Ann says, and this is funny, Ann, I'm just reading it because it's funny. You get cards from your exes? I didn't get a birthday card from my husband the whole 30 years we were married.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. Actually, I get more birthday wishes after we got divorced than when we were married.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. And you're born in 62 and you're a 62 2 years ago. And I forgot about that. Yeah. So that would be your that was your Bidian birthday. Yep. Once in a lifetime. Let's see, I keep losing my spot here. Yeah, so we're gonna talk a little bit about Timmy's bio father, which I never really I knew about that Joe Bolin thing 2 years ago when I was doing or I don't know when they did that video. A few years ago, I guess. But and I saw it again last year. I could have, nobody even had it up. I could have been the first to put that up, but I didn't because at the time I just like, who cares who Timmy's dad is, right? At this point, but we also I just don't know about the wrong person being accused. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And like we talked before we came on, and because there was talk about that. There were some content creators bringing it up during this whole fiasco of the latest Whittakers with Eric and Patrick, and I, it's none of our business,
Right.
and this person, listen, I don't know. You said that you saw videos, who the dad is. That's one thing, and then speaking about it, that's one thing. But to actually like hunt down and look for this man's dad, I just thought that was like in bad taste. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was in bad. I know you didn't do that.
No, I never put it up,
No,
even
I
though
know,
it was.
I know.
No, they threw it out. Joe Bolin, Joe
Yeah,
Bolin's
yeah,
father.
yeah. But
And I always thought,
before that was, Kathy, if you remember, they were accusing everybody of being his dad. They accused Kenny of being his dad. There were people we spoke earlier that accused Patrick. Remember how they were saying
that was
Patrick, and
which is really funny because Patrick and Timmy are the same age, so he could have been a father.
Yeah.
And Kenny, I think he's let's see, 46, 56. I don't know. He's like 10, 15 years older.
Yeah, but the worst bit is, having that hung over your head when you didn't even do
Right.
it. And that's
Right.
why I never wanted to, first of all, look into it because it was none of my business. And to just accuse these people of things wasn't the right thing to do, but it came out naturally and you found out, so you've done a
Yeah.
little work about it. So I'm interested in hearing about it, being that it came
Yes.
out organically and it wasn't anything that was like dug up dirty by
No,
you
I
know
just saw something. I just saw something that was talking about it, and I thought, wait a minute, because I was starting to think maybe Joe Bolin was getting a raw deal. You know what I mean? Because
right, you were looking
Joe
out for
Bolin
him,
is
right?
dead. Right, he's dead, and so he can't defend himself. He can't say no, it wasn't me. Joe Bolin died in 2011,
Right.
and I thought, well, it's kind of maybe it's just convenient to say, hey, Joe Bolin did it since he's
Right.
dead. I mean, it's kind of convenient if if they're trying to point the finger away from the family or whatever. Now
Hang on
another
1 second. Hang on 1 second.
sure.
It was a hippity hop. I'm seeing it in the comments. It was a hippity hop. Now that I see it, what did you call it? What did you call that?
A hoppity hop.
Yeah, no, it was a hippity hop. I remember that, and I remember the commercial for it. Thank you, Florida Life in the Sun. All of a sudden, I'm
Yeah,
seeing the commercial because she wrote hippity hop, so that's why I was like, wait a minute, okay, because it was
yeah. The
bothering
commercial
me.
was
I
like,
couldn't remember the name of it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, the commercial was like a bunch of kids in a row doing hoppity hops. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like racing.
Yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah, racing, yeah, whatever. Somebody said they had a hoppity hop with the horse's head. I remember that.
Yeah, I read
Those are
that
like the
too.
upscale ones. Like the handle was one thing that are like a round handle,
It
and
was just round.
yeah, but yeah, I remember they had the horse head come out or whatever it was.
The posh
They
ones.
were hoppity hops. Yeah,
Hippity hop.
I know it was a hoppity hop. I've heard, in fact, so yeah, and that was in the '60s.
Yep.
I got mine in the '60s, and it was a hoppity hop. Yeah, mine was a hop. Yeah, I'll
Well,
never
being
forget
from
it.
Florida, I think that Florida Life in the Sun and I got us from what probably Lionel Play World, right? And they were called hippity hops. So I remember that's why it stuck out when she wrote it. I was like, and then I saw the commercial in my head and I was like, oh, that's what it was called. So anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead and get with Joe Bowen. It was just bothering me
No,
the name
I
of
was just
that.
reading it. I was reading the comments. Just like the clickety clacks. She's Anne said just like click clacks. We call different names. We call them clickety clacks.
We
With
called
the
them
two,
quackers. Those two things that you
yeah,
used to
the balls
yeah.
on the ropes that
Yeah,
they were
balls, man. They were
shattering and
like
putting people's
marbles,
eyes out and
right?
stuff. Yeah,
You're getting hit in the head with them, breaking teeth.
yeah,
Hey, Sarah.
yeah, putting eyes out and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call them clickety clacks. Yeah, play world. Yeah, horse's head. Yeah, that was in The Godfather. Hey, not my monkeys. Good evening, my monkeys, Florida, TNT. Anybody that came in, I don't want to miss anybody, but thanks for coming in. Yeah, it was. It was hot
Because it's
today, but
Kathy's birthday. Hey, TNT. Dynamite.
yeah. So so yeah, so they were so they pointed the finger at Joe Bullitt, and I thought, yeah, um maybe that's just a convenient way to and here's the thing is the big question is how come he wasn't charged then? Why wasn't Joe Bolin arrested and because you could have easily done a DNA test. He didn't die till 2011. They had a long time the DNA was out. They could have done a DNA test and they could still do it. They could just but I mean he's dead, so you can't punish him. I mean I don't know, statute of limitations probably long past, who knows? But it's so I
Well,
think
the fact is they're not going to do or say anything about it. You know what I mean?
right.
Right.
But there's some Bolins in my family, but none from West Virginia that I know of. Well, somebody I saw that was talking about it on Facebook, they said, well, in that area, she said she was in West Virginia, and Joe Bolin was a name for just like they would use Joe Bolin as a name for like a deadbeat dad or absent dad or whatever they call him. Oh, who's his dad? It's Joe Bolin or something. Like, I don't know if that was like a joke or to steer him away from the truth. But anyway, so I looked in a little bit and I noticed something.
So you looked up Joe Bolin. There's probably a reason why they're using his name like an action. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how they do that at times with, oh man, that's such a, and they'll say somebody's name. Like,
Yeah, right.
Right. So kind of like a Karen, but I don't think Karen has anything to do with the name unless that first person that went wild's name was Karen, you know what I'm saying? And that's how they got that. But I can see, like if you're a klutz or something, and I can see calling somebody who's klutzy. So I get that. That's kind of funny in a way. But not really. I mean, it's kind of funny. So, but anyway, I'm sorry. I think this is interesting.
And so because Timmy thinks of Lorraine as the mom, so I don't think he really. I was telling you that I don't think he's really sitting around bummed out that he don't have a dad. I don't think he even knows he don't have a dad, because when Mark asked who's your mom, he pointed to Lorraine. He said, "Who's your dad?" He immediately pointed to Lorraine, without hesitation. So that's Lorraine is the dad for Timmy.
Right.
That's what he considers. So, and there's male figures. Like I used to hate when Eric would say, or they'd say, "Oh, he's never had a male figure." He didn't grow up in a house of women. I mean, there's all kinds of men, like it or not. That's his family. He had. I mean, name them all. You had Larry.
He had Larry. He had Ray. He had Kenny.
Ray, Kenny, Freddie.
He had Freddie. Right.
And then the cousins or whatever. So there's been plenty of males around. You know what I mean? They don't need Eric to step in and save. Again,
the last thing they needed, Kathy, was Eric.
The last thing they needed.
The last thing they needed was a Patrick.
Right. So let's. I'm just going to refresh people's memory in case they haven't seen it. In case whatever. Let me try to. Hold on a second. I need to mute us. Okay, so I'm going to play it. Hold on a second. All right, so I'm going to play it. What we heard about, and yeah, it's just weird because I swore they used to say they didn't know who Timmy's dad was. But anyway, let's see what we got. Let me get this. A second. Let me unmute. All right. And before I play this, just watch. They all kind of smirk, and there's a reason I want you to watch. It was because they kind of smirk, like, yeah, well, he goes, so what? He had his way with her, and then what happened? They go, I don't know, and they go, well, Timmy happened, right? And they laugh. Now it's kind of interesting because they point down the road. Well, one day Lorraine went up the road and they point over to the right of the house, right? Lorraine went up that way, and Joe Bolin had his way with her. And now Joe Bolin did live on Tommy Creek Road. He did live in Odd, West Virginia, on Tommy Creek Road, right by them. And right. But I thought, well, but what's Joe Bolin doing in the ditch? You know what I mean? What's he just sitting down there waiting? That's just weird. I thought, maybe because what else happened down the road in the ditch was Ray did SA somebody. Ray did grab a woman in the same direction. He's right up that way. He said, so when Ray did his essay, it was right up in the same. They pointed at the same spot. You know what I mean? So I thought, well, was it Ray or what the heck? Because Ray did get a hold of a woman and tried to have his way with her and stuff. But so anyway, I thought, I don't know, they just pointing the fingers. So let's see. I'm going to turn this on, and I don't know if hopefully you guys can hear it. We'll play it. Like I said, a lot of you may have seen this. It's only 1 minute clip, so let's listen.
Who's your mom? Timmy. Who is your mom? Yeah. Here's the big question. Timmy.
I don't know if
2
you guys can
decades
hear.
here. Timmy, who's your dad? Who's your dad? Who? Is Timmy's dad? How did Timmy come about? What happened? Timmy? But it was a friendly relationship, or it was great? He just he raped her. And that's it. That's why it's done here. That's all right.
It said, so that's the way things are done here. And he goes, yeah, I guess. That sounded like that voice sounded like
I don't
hear
think
it?
I didn't hear it very well. Ask the chat because
Did you guys hear it?
I
I'll
only
turn it
heard
up.
stuff that that Mark said, when he asked about the mom and dad, who's your mom, who's your dad. But as far as the Whittakers themselves talking, I didn't hear that at all. Maybe they did in the chat. Ask them.
You guys hear?
Who's your mom?
Is that too loud?
Who is your mom?
No, we hear Mark fine.
Here's the big question.
When the Whittakers
Timmy.
are talking, it's very low.
Let me ask the question of the 2 decades here. Timmy, who's your dad? Who's your dad?
Can you hear?
Who?
Joe
Is
Bowling.
Timmy dad?
Yeah, we don't hear this. We only hear Mark. I only hear Mark.
Okay, now, so I'm not sure why you can't hear them, but she said, he goes, well, what happened? She said she was walking down there and Joe Boland called her over. Now that's weird. That is weird that somebody just said, BJ said it was Kenny. Because I think this Joe Boland thing is new. I mean, that's the last couple of years. And conveniently, he's gone. He's passed away. And so he's not here to defend himself. But why are they just throwing his name out there now? You know what I mean?
When did BJ say it was Kenny?
Yeah, when did BJ say it was Kenny? Now, I'm going to show you guys who Joe Boland is related to. And then it started making me think maybe it was Joe Boland. Because at first I thought, I don't know, kind of convenient to blame some dead guy. If it's part of the family, then yeah, you're going to point the finger away. And if it was part of the family, it would explain why nobody went and got prosecuted. You know what I mean? Because why? If this was some neighbor or some Joe Boland up the road, why didn't they call the police? You know what I mean? And you could easily get a DNA test. They've had that out for years, I think since the 90s or something. But anyway, so I looked into who Joe Boland is, and we're going to check that out. I'm going to pull up your comments on my phone so I can see it in a second. Because I'm going to be using this screen here, so hold on a second. Let me shut this down. All right, so I'm going to pull up his obituary and we'll start from there. They should do a DNA. Yeah, they should have. Hey, Susan. I heard before Lorraine was walking home from church. Yeah, it is kind of funny we're hearing different stories, but Betty just said, she went walking up that way and Joe Boland was calling for her or something like that. Now you would think that Lorraine would have screamed, right? If it was right out down just a little bit down there and yeah, so anyway, weird. So let's just look into who Joe Boland is. So let's pull up, first of all, we're going to pull up his obituary. And you can see if this looks like Timmy. We'll pull up Joe Boland. See that, Joseph Bowen?
Yep.
All right. So does this look like Timmy? Like it'd be Timmy's dad? Yeah, I'll get up close.
Yeah.
Look like,
I mean,
could he be?
yeah, but so could the people that were already accused as well. Remember? We were
Right.
talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay. Here's one thing that just dawned on me right before I came on here. What's Timmy got that nobody else has? What's different about Timmy?
Well, I mean, he's able to speak and stuff, and well, you know, he's the others aren't verbal. He's more verbal. As I mean,
No. Yeah,
no.
it's more than that.
Okay, I don't know.
The physical characteristic is Timmy's the only bald one in the family. I mean, and so now the bald gene is supposed to come from the mother's side. I thought. You know what I mean? But Lorraine has a droopy eye. Somebody said drooping eye. Yeah, Lorraine has that, so she could have passed that down to Timmy. Kenny's got it big time. You know, he could have dropped. You know, who else has the eye? Timmy, Lorraine, and Kenny. And I think that's it for the eye, right? Oh, Ray also. So Ray has got the eye thing going on. Timmy, Lorraine, and Kenny. They all got the eye thing, right? And yeah, I thought the baldness comes from the mother's side of the family, but so you know he's probably got the genes from the mom, right? Because I know in our family, we got bald people in my family, and it comes from the mother's side, right? So anyway, he's, you know, I'm just trying to look at physical characteristics. Yeah, so that could be Timmy. Now a lot of people did say that Patrick looks just like Timmy. So many I've saw probably 100 times I've seen comments that say, "Oh, he looks well, he looks like a Whittaker, and he looks like Timmy." I don't know, unless they're somehow related. You know, I don't know, but no, definitely Patrick's not the daddy. So anyway, so we looked at his obituary here. Joseph Joe Bolin, 78, of Avila, died Saturday at 4 a.m. in his residence. Now, interesting thing here is, okay, so interesting thing I saw here, because I found out who his wife was. And it's funny because they don't mention his wife. Now, am I missing it? He attended Ashley Divine Baptist Church. Now, he did live in Odd, West Virginia. He lived on Tommy Creek Road. I think he was a neighbor, you know. But so it talks about the daughters and everybody. And here's something funny is that a lot of them do have like the same name as. Okay, I'm just looking. It says grandchildren, great grandchildren, everything, but it doesn't say anything about a wife. Now I'm thinking that's weird, because when I go and look at the records for his wife, where is it? Birth records for him. Here it is. So you look up Joe Bolin, right? Find a grave. You look up the memorial. There he is. You can see him. All right, there. That's him. January 8, 2011. Now this says he's 81. Here he is, Odd Community Cemetery. He's in Odd, Raleigh County. Okay. Look at who it says his wife is. I don't know if you can see this. Let me unhook this.
Eva Gladys Whittaker Bolin.
Yep. Wife is Eva Gladys Whittaker. So Joe Bolin was married to a Whittaker, and it doesn't have it on his thing.
But wait a minute, wait. So she died in 2020. So it doesn't even have that that she passed before him, right? Because he died in 2011.
2011.
He died 11 years after her.
All right, so it says his parents were Ida Kaiser. It only has the mom. Doesn't have a dad. So it's kind of weird. And then, but his wife is Eva Gladys Whittaker. And born about the same time. Anyway, a Whittaker that lives on Tommy Creek Road. This Joe Boland is married to her, right?
Yeah, and she's
And-
not mentioned in the
And she's not
obituary.
mentioned anywhere in the obituary, which is really weird. Yeah, let me see here.
Because at least she would have been. I can understand like an ex-wife, you know what I mean? Maybe
Right,
didn't want to be
yeah.
mentioned in there, but I don't know if he divorced her before she passed or because if she just died before him and they were still married, it is weird that she wasn't even mentioned as, he is the widower of.
Yeah,
Oh, there it is. There's our buddy Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie Manson. I don't know why. All right, so
Everybody say happy birthday to Kathy because she turned 29 today.
yes,
chat.
I'm forever
A
29.
big chat out. A big chat out. I said chat out. Catch that?
Thank you. I did chow down actually.
Chat out. A big
Oh,
chat
chat
out.
out. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull this up because so if you look into the family history, now okay, now I'm going to read some of these comments because this was on Facebook. I don't know if you guys can see this. Hopefully you can.
Yes.
I mean, I could do. Oops.
No, we can see it. I can
Okay.
see it, so they can see it. I'm pretty sure.
Hold on a second. I hate touching buttons. I might just end up in the parking lot. Okay. It says, who's Timmy's dad? Here's the comments. When was this? This was last summer. If you
October.
go,
That said October 2025 was.
yeah.
So,
Okay, so it was last fall after they were taken. Interesting. If you Google names, death records, etc., you can find a lot of information. Yesterday, I discovered Eva Gladys Whittaker, born 1932, died 2020, married Joe Boland. Joe and Gladys lived there on Tommy Creek Road. So was she a cousin, or where does she fit in? I mean, she's a Whittaker living on the same road and the same.
They were definitely related. I could believe that.
And like you mentioned, there was a split kind of in the family. We know about that.
Yeah, because I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, because when you and I were talking, I didn't know the name of the person, and I thought maybe it was a sister of Lorraine's, and maybe that would be maybe that would explain why some of the other Whittakers didn't get involved in what's the word that we used as far as them taken out? What was the
Extracted?
Yeah, the extraction. Maybe that's why they didn't get involved because of something like this. But I don't think wasn't Gladys a sister? I thought Gladys was a sister. Am I wrong?
Yeah, well, there is a really nice family tree on that one channel that I've pulled up before. So
her name could be Eva doesn't mean that they didn't call her Gladys, because I thought Gladys was a sister, but I could be wrong, man. It's been a long time since
they're calling her Gladys on here. Joe and Gladys lived on Tommy Creek Road.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And there was a time where Larry said something like he was talking about the family, and he said, well, a lot of family doesn't want, we're not really talking to part of the family. You know what I mean? He mentioned that there was a split in the family. So I don't know if that had something to do with this. It says, if this is an ongoing issue, get the DNA test done. They could have done that all along. Now, why? Why no arrest? Why no DNA? Listen, if my neighbor did this to my kid or my family member, we would all be down to the police station demanding an arrest, right? And it would be so easy to prove because, anyway, with the DNA. It would make sense, though, if no arrest and everything, and they just kind of blow it off and stuff. Yeah, if it was a family member, that's why it makes sense now all of a sudden, is because yeah, if it's your family member, yeah, they're not going to turn each other in. So Joe Bowen was married to a relative. Well, Joe Bowen was married to a Whittaker,
That's
and
right.
I would have to go look on Tommy Creek Road, which is on the same block basically as them. Tommy Creek Road only goes so far. You know, it goes past Patrick's house and it goes the other way, and then
Well,
it
somebody
goes,
in the comments, somebody, I think it was Florida in the Sun or TNT. I thought one of them wrote that they thought that Lorraine was walking home from church or walking to church when that happened.
and
That's
that
what
is
somebody wrote
weird
in the
too because
comments.
yeah, I think I heard that, and I don't know if I heard it from the family. I heard that too, but the problem with that is that Lorraine and Timmy always went to church together. You know what I mean? And
Well,
Betty
not
was
if Timmy wasn't born at the time,
well, yeah, I guess before Timmy was born, but
because this would have been
Lorraine,
when Timmy was
yeah, you're
conceived,
right. So
right?
Timmy wouldn't have been bored, but I don't see Lorraine going to church by herself because I looked a long time ago. I saw the church that they're talking about. It's up the road a bit. You know what I mean? I don't know. Did she walk to church on her own? Because later, um, they haven't been to church for a while because they were making fun of Ray or something. That's why they quit going.
Yeah, but this would have been at least 47 years ago, right?
Right,
Because
but I'm
this would
saying
have been
that they always, the last we saw, they were always going together. So I don't know
right.
if there was ever
Maybe
back in
that's
the
why they
day.
started going together.
Yeah, keep an eye on her. I don't know. But
You
they
know, I
pointed
mean,
like right up the
when
road.
something feels like, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it happened when she was going to church or coming home from church, but if you grew up in that area, and I mean, it's a holler, right? So everybody knows everybody. You would think safe. You would think, especially, if you've been there and your family's been there all those years, you would think safe, and you would think Lorraine would be safe. All
Yeah,
it takes is one bad apple. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. No,
So,
she'd be walking up there by herself, even when
so
she was
when did he
younger.
get married to? When did he get married to? Um,
Well, if he was born 32, 42, 52, it probably would have been in the 50s. I don't even know.
and when was Timmy? Oh yeah, Timmy would have been born in
Well,
what, the 80s or
actually, let me
70s or
pull up
80s.
his where is that? Yeah, it's just weird because they don't mention it on the obituary, but let's see. Here, Eva Gladys. Yeah, I don't know who these people are. His parents, Ida. That's not a guy, is it? Is a guy named Ida?
There
And
could
here's
be an Ida for a guy. There could be, yes, there could be an Ida.
1915, and then Gladys was from 1930 to 2020. So I don't know. This really sketchy. And I've seen a different. I can even pull up a different one. I'll
Well,
pull up a
somebody
different
said
one.
that person was born in 1932 and you read 1930. So you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, so there's
yeah.
going to be a difference in things.
So yeah, so Joe was born in 29.
No, somebody said that Gladys was born in 1932 in the comments, or there was something that in the comment that you read on screen, not in our chat, but somebody wrote that she was born in 1932. So there's
Yeah,
always going to be a little bit of misinformation and such. They
yeah.
might not
But
have known who the dad was, Kathy.
yeah,
They
but
might have.
Eva is the same age as Joe Bowen. Joe
Yeah.
Bowen was born in 29. Eva, his wife, was born in 30.
When look at when Ida was born.
Yeah, 15.
So she would have had him at 15. So I can imagine where the
Uh,
dad might not have been around, or
yeah,
maybe
yeah, that's true.
maybe
Yeah,
unfortunately the same
right. Yeah. Some other funny business,
situation.
but yeah,
Yeah.
so
Well, not funny,
15.
but horrible situation. I know that you didn't
Yeah.
mean funny like that, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
So yeah, so Ida would have been only 15 years old when she
Exactly.
gave birth to, yeah,
Exactly.
15 years old, which means she got pregnant by 14. But yeah, gave birth to Eva at 15 years old.
Not Eva. Not Eva. It wasn't Eva. That woman gave birth to Joe. That's Joe's mom.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. Ida would have given birth to
Right.
Joe.
Right.
Actually, 15.
14. Shit. If
And
that's
he was,
right. If
yeah,
that's right. Yeah, 14.
yeah. So his mom, 29. So
Was
15.
a child. Would have been 14 or 15 giving birth like that if that information is
Or
correct.
6 years. Yeah, I would have gotten pregnant at 13 and had Joseph at 14.
So I can understand why the dad wouldn't be mentioned there.
Yeah, yep, I get that. Okay, so yeah, so no dad in the picture probably. Or they don't know the dad or whatever. But then and then there's a child. Joe Bolin had a child. And Joe Bolin had one child listed, but he's got a bunch more listed in the obituary. But this child, I was thinking maybe I'll see what they look like, see if they look like Timmy. But I didn't find a picture of Alfred. But yeah, so Joe Bolin was married to a Whittaker and lived basically up the street. And in fact, they did say, I think it was when having to do with help. Like, is there any way? Oh, I know what it was. It was when it was that interview, the first time Eric met the Whittakers. He made he uploaded a video, Meet the Whittakers or something like that. Remember? They're at Patrick's house and he was talking to Betty and Larry, and they were sitting on the couch and he was like asking everything. I mean, almost like an interrogation, like really farming information. Well, who's that, and who's your dad, and here's his dad, and who's their kids, and he even asked Betty, how much do you weigh and how tall are you, and what is that your natural hair color, and it's like really,
I
like,
remember that. Yeah, I remember
it's
that.
weird. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Well, there
but
was some weird like flirting going on that was uncalled for that Eric was making Betty feel uncomfortable, and you could see it,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, but they're having the money in the house dangled, so they're just gonna bite their tongue. But yeah, that was really weird. But during that interview, uh, Eric asked them about, well, okay, so and that's when they learned that the sister used to have a house on the other side and all this other stuff, and so he's farming all this information, and they asked, well, and because I think he was trying to my opinion is Eric was trying to figure out, are there any other family members that are going to come to your rescue if I try to take Timmy? You know what I mean?
Right.
Personally, that's what I thought. I thought, oh, okay, that's why he's okay. So what other relatives, where do they live, how far away are they, do you talk to them a lot, remember? And so
Right.
I think he was trying to figure out who's going to be in his way. Yeah, are they really close with, like, do they got family members up the street that are going to come down? Like Jason did. Jason showed up with with a weapon when Mark showed up, and so he's probably trying to feel it out to see who his competition is going to be, or who has if there's going to be any barriers in adopting Timmy. But they did say, well, yeah, I have a sister, but she really doesn't get involved with us. And so he is talking about parts of the family that, yeah, they live up the road, but we don't have nothing to do with them.
Right.
So, yeah, he did admit that. Yeah. Yeah. And
Well,
so
I wonder. See, I'm just wondering who Gladys was, because you don't think she was a sibling? The name doesn't stand out because we don't know all of the siblings' names. There was a Connie. We knew of a Connie. We knew of a Freddie.
hold on a second. I'll pull it up. Let me see. Hold on a second. Yeah. Hold on a second. So yeah, you can look up the Whittaker family tree on that channel, and I forgot the name of it, but just Whittaker family tree. This is where I got a start when I started doing the genealogy. Whittaker family tree.
Family tree.
Yeah, here it is. So I'll pull it up. A second. Yeah, give me a second. I'll pull it up and we'll see if there's a Gladys on here. Because
Okay.
it's pretty much all of them. And yeah, here actually it'd be easier to just pull this up. I'll pull it up on my phone.
Is hiding.
A second.
Special interest.
Yeah, I was gonna do this later. Let's see how it's like. But yeah. So anyway, that explains why it was somebody in the family. I mean, so
Right,
that's
right.
why they didn't get arrested, and that's why. Let me see. So let me get a clear shot of the family tree if I can. All right, and her name was. Yeah, so the one's born in the 30s. 27, 29. Sadie Murdy. What was her name?
Gladys or Eva.
Eva Gladys. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And the guy that did this family tree did mention that he left a few people out because they don't want to be associated with the family.
Well,
So
let me
even the
tell you
guy,
something. Eva Gladys would definitely not want to be associated with the family. But Mark, I thought, and there was a newspaper article, I thought, a New York Post, the New York Post, I thought, had the family tree, or the one that had the Parisburg Cemetery, the Whittaker Cemetery. They had that article had the whole family tree. It wasn't that they left anybody out. They had the tree, you know what I mean?
yeah. Okay, so
And she died in 2020. So yeah, she would have been before Mark came into the picture, right?
yeah.
So yeah, that wouldn't have been a problem with them mentioning her, I bet you, because she would have been dead at the time.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was funny because even the guy doing the family tree on YouTube said, yeah, they don't want to be associated, so we're not going to put them on here. So there were some people. Okay, so let me pull this up here. So then I went to her, Eva Gladys Whittaker Bolin. Okay, now this is Joe Bolin's wife. So she died in 2020 at age 89, Odd, West Virginia. Eva Whittaker Bolin, 89, Tommy Creek Road, died Wednesday at her residence. Let's see who the family is. Oscar, Rachel. Oh, so she was among 23 children. I forgot about that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they had 23 children. They had 13 sons and 10 daughters, I think.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so she had
So
it's just still,
they were cousins of the Whittakers, I guess, right?
well, that's what people in the comments are saying, that Eva was a cousin to Lorraine and Betty, and yeah, so that's like their cousin. So their cousin married. Well, if it's the cousin, she married Joe Bolin, and Joe Bolin's the one that supposedly did this.
Right.
But at first, like I said, I looked in this because I thought, is Joe Bolin getting a bad rap? He can't even defend himself. But the more I looked into it now, because I thought, what were the odds this guy is going to be down in the ditch waiting for Lorraine? I mean, but no, he lived down there. I tried to get the address, but he had moved out of there. He was living somewhere else when he died, he was living, I don't know, 10 or 20 miles away when he died. So they had moved from Tommy Creek Road. Yeah, so William, James, Donnie, Alfred,
13.
Ralph.
She had 13 sons.
Yeah, she was among 23
Now, let me
children.
ask you, yeah, but she had 13 sons.
So she came from a family of 25 people with the mom and dad. And then she
Right.
herself had 13 sons.
Holy
Uh,
shit. Well, let me ask you this. Does it say anything about Joe and her obituary? Does it mention Joe in
Oh,
the
that's a good
obituary?
question. Yeah,
Because it
survived
didn't
by the
mention,
husband, right?
yeah, because it didn't mention
Or,
him, right? Her,
yeah, right.
his.
Yeah, no, not previously, like survived by husband or whatever. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, Anthony Bolin. Okay,
Wait
let's
a minute,
see.
14 daughters. Wait a second. Go up and read that. It says 14 daughters. No way. Do you see that? Where it says 14 daughters?
13 sons.
Look, okay, but now look under the word Kentucky. Nope, go down. It says 14 daughters right there, Kathy.
Well, right here.
Right there. What does that? No way.
So
Are you kidding me?
she had 27 kids. Wait, yeah, that'd be 27 kids. So she comes from a family of 23 kids,
No
25.
way. 27 kids. Like, we should read that to see if that's the truth because that's
Well, Joe is getting some action, it looks
very
like.
busy, man, and apparently not enough if you went
Well,
after Lorraine.
and look at this, 96 great grandchildren.
Oh my goodness alive. Oh my
74 grandchildren, 96 great grand, and 69 great great grandchildren. They're multiplying like rabbits. Okay, look, here's his spouse, Joe Bolin.
wow. From what to 2011, right? So that
Oh,
was
wait a
just
minute.
afterwards.
What in the hell? What is going on here? How come the parents? Did the parents get married from the same family? The parents are Reverend Oscar Whittaker. Okay, Rachel Bolin Whittaker. I don't know what the hell is going on. So it's like
What?
they're, yeah, because I saw a comment saying, "Oh, I see." So they were talking about this in the comments that, yeah,
So Oscar Whittaker was her dad? Yeah, because she was a Whittaker and she married a
yeah,
Bolin. That makes sense.
yeah. So yeah, okay. So her married name is Bolin. The mom took the dad's. Okay, so
No. That's the weird bit right there.
oh, wait
Is
a
that
minute. This
her
don't even make
maiden
no
name?
sense.
Yeah,
This is
her
like a bowl
maiden
of
name
spaghetti,
shouldn't
man.
be Bolin. Her
Yeah,
middle
these,
name,
yeah,
yeah, her middle name right there, Rachel, shouldn't be Bolin because Rachel is the mother of Joe and Oscar's the dad of Joe, right? No. No,
right. Because look at if she's
no,
born in,
we're talking about Gladys right now, right?
yeah, Gladys,
Okay, hang on. So we're talking about Gladys. So go
Joe
back up.
Bolin's
I'm
wife.
so fucking confused. Forget about Joe for a second. So her mother was Rachel Bolin Whittaker. But she was born a Whittaker. Where did Bolin come from? The Bolin from the mother and the Bolin from the spouse is weird because that shouldn't be a connection. You know what I mean?
It's all weird. Because how did Alfred have 27 children? Yeah, yeah, it's all weird.
No, they
So
didn't say that Alfred had 27 children. They're saying that Gladys had him, right? One of her children's name is
yeah,
Alfred.
this is one. But why is this showing? What I'm saying is, why does Gladys have 75
Or maybe
grandchildren?
they only had, I don't know. That's weird. That's a
Yeah,
weird little thing.
yeah,
Right
right. What a tangled web in this family tree. Anyway, it's not really a tree. It's more like a bowl of spaghetti.
It's more like a friggin' moss, you know?
Yeah, weird.
Weeping Willow.
The family moss chunk. Yeah. Somebody said, I think it's Larry or Kenny is the dad. And they said, believe the victim. Girl, I've been saying that since the first video.
Yeah,
Because
but she
obviously.
never said anything. She never said who the dad was.
Oh,
Lorraine.
no, she can't even speak.
You know. or point. She could have pointed. I mean, they know who the dad is, and somebody said it right that it was
Yeah.
Joe.
BJ said it, but then BJ has also said that it was somebody else. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. They just throw out shit. I think. Tim says, but if we all listen to Mark very carefully when he's talking to Betty about this, and he says, was they just walking, and it was mutual, or was it R? And Betty sat there nodding and said, yeah, to it being mutual. And then Larry spoke up and said, no, it was R. And the church was never brought up in this conversation. Now, we did hear something about going to church, right? But yeah,
Well,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I just read that in the comments. I mean, in the chat. A
No,
little
I
bit.
think I remember that somebody saying that because I thought, what is Lorraine? Even if she was young, before Timmy was born, she would have been what? If she's
33.
70s, so she would have been 33. Even at 33 years old, would she be walking to church by herself? You know what I mean? Because I saw it on the map where their church was, and it's up the road. You know what I mean? It's up a ways.
Yeah, but again, you got to remember they've been living there forever, and they felt. I'm sure they felt a sense of safety in a holler where, especially back then, where if there was never a problem and there were people walking to church, she didn't have to walk to church alone so much as just to the next place where she caught up with somebody else who was walking to church. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
maybe down the road, there were other people walking to church, and again, being in a small town like that, maybe they were all walking to church and she just was walking behind them or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
so I don't know.
And here's the Dorito Loco guy. He said, the name Joe Bolin is commonly used in the sticks to say a deadbeat. My brother's the only one of us born out of wedlock, and my aunt and grandma would always say his daddy was Joe Bolin. And that's kind of
Wow.
funny. I do believe that because, that they made a joke out of that name because probably means that he's been accused of being the daddy for decades. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, man, he's been the daddy of what, 27 people
Yeah,
already.
yeah, he's very fertile. But
Something in the water up there in West Virginia.
yeah, but I also heard a story. I think it was Creepalachia. He was he had a guest on that lives there, and she knows the Whittaker family, and she said it was common, like if children were acting up. I think it was her. I can't remember. Somebody from that area. I think it was her, but I could be wrong. But one of them from that area said, whenever like kids would act up, the parents' common saying was, "You better behave, or we're going to drop you off at the Whittakers." That was like the threat in the area. If you don't behave, we're going to make you go live with the Whittakers.
Yeah, I
So,
remember. I remember hearing about
yeah.
that.
So Joe Bowen might have turned into a name. We got a little kitty trying to escape here. Are you trying to escape?
Oh, wow.
She's suspended.
She's a cutie pie. Look at her standing there.
Yeah. Oh, she's hanging. She's about 2 feet off the
Oh.
ground.
Oh.
Yeah. They've learned in 1 week in this cage, and they've learned how to escape out of it, the top. So I have to put something on the top. Yeah, they're trying to get out. But yeah. Okay, and so in here, so somebody said people need to stop talking about quit asking about it. It should stay inside the family. And then somebody made a good point. Well, that's how this shit keeps happening. They're keeping it quiet. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's a good point. Yeah, and they did. Oh, quiet. Don't tell anybody. So yeah, that is how it keeps. They all cover for each other and keep it hush. And then then the next whoa, this one's getting out. She has peaked the summit.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she has peaked. Now she don't know what to do. You got to the top, and she said, "Oh, I didn't think I'd get this far." Now
She
what?
didn't think it out.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? You reach the summit.
You need to call that one Kenzie.
Yeah.
Car crash Kenzie, that one.
Now it's
She didn't
gonna.
think of the consequences.
Yeah, she didn't think this all the way through. Hey, kitty. You
That's
don't know what to
funny.
do.
What
And
a
she's gonna
cutie.
start crying because she's stuck. But yeah, I mean, if you know, this is probably how it keeps propagating, keeps going over and over and over. It's because they just cover it up. You know what I mean? And nothing happens. There's no consequences.
Well, it's too late for the consequence now because
It
he's
is.
passed.
It's long gone. And so yeah,
he's
time to hold him accountable is gone. Yeah, she is cute. She's adorable. Yeah, I wish I had people around here that needed kittens. Yeah.
Do you ever really need a kitten?
Some people do. And here, another video,
Horrible
they say
one.
they don't know. Remember that? They have. That's why it was so shocking when they said Joe Bullen, because a long time ago, Mark asked, like at the beginning, who's Timmy's dad? They said, we don't know. Remember? We don't know.
Right.
And then 5 years later, he asked again. They said, oh, Joe Bullen. It's Joe Bullen. But yeah, they all said they didn't know.
Well, okay. So that was when Mark first asked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mark started working with the Whittakers in 2020, right?
Yeah.
That was the year Joe Bullen died. So maybe they didn't mention it because he was alive.
No, he died in 2011.
Joe Bullen died in 2020. I thought the wife died in 2011.
No, the wife died in 2020. Joseph died in 2011.
Oh, okay. I had that backwards. Sorry.
Yeah. So
It's
he is
amazing I
already
can
dead.
still remember anything at this point with all of the names
Yeah.
and dates and shit.
But I'm going to tell you that you need it. You need some type of a whiteboard and a calculator and
I
all
have
this
a
other stuff.
whiteboard, but you're better with it. I mean, you're much better with your calendar and shit.
Yeah, it is. But this is a very confusing family tree. I'll give them that.
Especially
how
this one had 27 children. And how
Yeah.
does Bolin become the maiden name of the mom?
Right. Well, and this happened in the family tree. Remember that family tree had the same names. It was like what were the last names? The last names kept coming up. Because two twin sisters married two twin Whittaker brothers, and then then their children had children together, and so all the maiden names were the same. You could see the same names in that cemetery video I did too. You could
No,
see.
that was fascinating. What you just uncovered, I found to be really interesting because it looks like there was just more, there was more inbreeding because
Yes,
She takes the time to understand his unique personality. What was once a stressful experience has turned into
because Bolin, a Whittaker married a Bolin, but a Whittaker was conceived by a Bolin and a Whittaker.
Right. And that's what somebody said. Wow, look at her family. It's just more of the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And fertile. What are you kidding me? 27 of his own kids and supposedly Timmy?
Yeah, and Timmy, and who knows who else.
Exactly.
You know, like part of Patrick's family. I don't know. The guy got around. All the Tommy Creek Road, and Tommy Creek Road doesn't go forever. And if you look on the map,
that's what she said.
Yeah, it's something else, and then it turns into Tommy Creek, and then it turns back into something else. And yeah, kissing cousins. Isn't that what they, I guess is literally kissing cousins, ain't it?
A little bit more. And what's weird is cousins, it's not even like, it's more to it like than that, because Bolin and then essentially Joe married a Bolin because her mom was a Bolin.
Right. So he's marrying his
cousin or
cousin
or niece or something.
something.
I can't figure that out.
Yeah,
It's too late
no,
for me to figure that. That's like a
yeah.
mind fuck. There should be a game. Anybody that has
Well,
any kind of creativity and stuff like that should have the Whittaker game and the peripheral family members. And it's almost like, you know, that game Concentration where you'd put all the cards out
yeah,
and then you want to match the cards. Here you would match well, if you match the family members, that's going to be too easy because they're all friggin' family.
right.
But you got to match the names. Like, you know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? The
mhm.
Whittakers. That's the game. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, but yeah. So I'll kind of show you an example. Yeah, so the same names, last names keep coming up, and so it'd be like my maiden name like I don't even have to change my birth certificate or the
It goes to
what do they call it? You don't even have to change your monograms or anything because they're all. I'm gonna try to pull this up real quick, see if you can see it, because you'll see. I pointed this out. I pointed this out in the cemetery video that the same names kept coming up on the.
Excuse me. You got 49 people in the comments. Everybody wish Kathy a happy birthday. I'm going to keep doing it to
Oh,
you, Kathy. I'm going to keep doing it for
thanks.
the next hour. I just want you to know
Okay.
until you're
All right.
officially 30.
Yeah, it's 2 hours here for me.
I
I'm
don't
on.
know that I got it in me for another 2 hours, but I'm going to wish you a happy birthday like every 15
Thank
minutes.
you. Appreciate that. Okay, here it is. I'm
Now
gonna just
there's
show you.
51. Happy birthday, Calendar
Wow,
Kathy.
thank you. I appreciate
There you
that.
go.
Yeah, it was a good birthday. I went and had fun today.
Yeah, I got to pull this.
All
I
right.
got to make this larger for me.
Here it
so I
is.
can see it.
Riggs. So Riggs also. So the Whittakers were intertwining with the Riggs, and the Whittakers and Riggs were like having children. It was the same thing with the Riggs because you can see up here. This is a hard family tree for a historian to do because here's where I started. The Joseph Mustard. This is the guy that came over. This is the guy that came over on the ship.
Right. I remember that
Or this
video.
one,
That
yeah.
was a good
And then
video.
this, and this. Then once they got here, Perkins, look, James Perkins married Lucy, but then their children were marrying each other. And then Riggs came in the picture. So Whittaker and Riggs were marrying and intertwining too. So if you see, let's see the last name. These are all their children. These are all their children. Henry. These are the two twins, John and Henry. These are the identical twins born that, and they married like two sisters that are like in their same family or something like that. Then their children married in the same family. You know what I mean? So you have again, you've got the Whittakers, the Riggs, and the
It's really hard to make out the writing, if I'm honest with you. I don't
right.
know if you can see it in the chat, but I
Okay.
can't really make it
Okay, well,
out.
in the red here, the red is the Whittaker family that we know.
That we know. Okay.
Yeah, the red. And so this is their parents' family, and their
Right.
grandparents are the ones that married. This is like the big story that you hear about how they started intermarrying and stuff.
The blue.
Yeah, in the blue, but I think
And
it might have started in the
the
green.
green is where you brought it up with how they came over.
Well, the purple is where I brought up how they came over, and
Oh
the
wow.
purple
Okay,
married the
yeah.
green,
Oh, I see that. Okay.
and the green and the purple started kind of intertwining, and then and then you had the intermarrying inside the family,
Right.
and they had all these children. These are big families.
No shit. No
And
shit.
then so Whitakers had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whitakers had 15 in their household, and Mark
15
asked
kids though, not 15.
15.
15 total?
15 children.
Parents? Yeah, 15 children. Okay.
Mhm. plus the
So
mom and dad.
17 in their household.
Yeah,
17
and
in their household. Holy
yeah.
shit. With one bathroom, an outhouse.
Well, Kenny, he asked Kenny. He said, "Boy, you know." Mark was saying they're on Kenny's little shed, you know, where he lives, and Mark
Right.
said, "Boy, Whittaker's." I said, "He said their house is really messy, isn't it?" And he said, "Yeah." He goes, "You keep yours clean though, huh?" He goes, "Yeah." And
Yeah.
he goes, "Oh, how was it like growing up? Was your house messy?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "It was worse than the Whittakers." He said, "Our
Right.
growing up, like, look at what they have, 15 kids or whatever,
Yep.
13 or whatever."
You
He
said
said, "Yeah,
15 kids.
yeah."
Some of those
Plus the
kids
mom and
passed.
dad.
We know that some of those kids passed at birth. We know that some of those kids didn't. Well, there was a
Yeah,
few of them that didn't make it. We know that, but still, there was at least like 12 to 14 people in that house. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, and Kenny said it was even messier than the Whitaker's house. So that's the way they grew up. You know what I mean? And yeah, if you
Right.
have 15 people, I don't know, crazy. My
Yeah.
dad grew up in a family of 12. He was the youngest. I thought 12, that's crazy. But that was nothing compared to people with 15 or 27 children with
27, man. That's mad.
almost 100 grandchildren. Almost 100.
Yeah, 69 great grandchildren, right? Wasn't it like 69 great grandchildren?
69, they had more great grandchildren. I think there were 97.
God.
That was a lot. Anyway, I'm going to get back into the chat here and say hi to some people. Um, yeah, but yeah, so I was kind of trying to see if maybe we could let Joe Bolin off the hook, but no, the more I look, the more it looked like it probably is him. Yeah. Not that it really matters because he can't be prosecuted. It's too late for Timmy, you know, it's too late for everybody to do anything about it.
Well, the guy's dead.
The guy's dead and Timmy, you know, it's Pat, you know, it is what it is. What year is Joe born? Okay. Yeah. So I think that's why he didn't get charged, right? Because it's family. And that explains, you know, a lot. Like if it was just a neighbor or somebody, of course, everybody would be down at the police station, uh, you know, screaming for an arrest. But no, if it's your family, you know, and I'm sure they didn't know until like later. All of a sudden, Lorraine's looking kind of heavy in the belly, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, they're like,
Are
roll.
you really? You think that they didn't realize it till after?
Well, they might have known it happened,
Yeah.
but I mean, do we really
The
think she got
pregnancy,
pregnant on the
okay.
first
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, did she get?
That I understand. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think they probably knew when it happened,
Hmm.
unfortunately, and just they could have done something about it. And listen, like you said, and also there's a stigma with it, and then
Yeah, that's
also
true.
to put Lorraine through something with the police would have been, you know what that would have been very difficult.
And that's what somebody said too. Maybe they didn't want to put Lorraine through the
Right,
trauma, the stress of reporting it. That's what Gray
right,
said.
right.
Yeah. When I was little, we were related to everyone that lived on a road. It was a long, winding road. And I think that's how it is with the
The
Whitakers.
long
Yeah.
and winding road. Happy
Walked everyone.
birthday to Kathy. Happy birthday to Kathy. Sorry, Kathy.
No, that's I'm trying to hurry up and read comments. I watched the first half hour. So, oh, you're caught up? Been on that long? Okay. Lorraine would have been 33 years old. Yeah. I saw a
Yep.
picture of Lorraine when she was young, and she looked a lot different. But yeah, I mean, yeah, and
You know, in
I don't
all
know.
fairness, I mean, I'm sorry to cut you off. It's hard because I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I think of Lorraine, and we see her as like a 70-year-old woman. And if that was a traumatic, I mean, if that was a real bad and brutal attack, maybe Lorraine was a little different before that happened. You know what I'm saying? We don't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
We don't know if that made her shut down, or we don't, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't know.
But they said that she didn't go to school, and neither did Ray. So I think they've been really disabled for probably even since childhood. But
No,
who
I
knows?
think I think I agree with that,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, who
um,
knows?
yeah, you just you don't know. So anyway,
Yeah, and
hopefully it
could
wasn't.
she would she
Hopefully
be
it
able
was
to
not.
testify, and would they be able to charge somebody and get a decent testimony out of Lorraine? Maybe not. I
Right,
mean,
right, right,
so
right.
and would it just be more traumatizing than it's worth? I don't know. It would be good to hold somebody responsible for doing this, but well,
Not
oh well,
now. I mean, that's too
yeah,
way
not
too
now.
late.
It's too late.
Very
Mother had the
sad
same thing happen
situation
to
though.
her. Yep. No charges were pressed in 38. Yeah, things were a little different back then, but Timmy probably was born, what, in the 70s or
No,
something?
46, he would have been born like in the 80s, right?
80s. Yeah, he'd
Because
be born in the
yeah,
80s. Yeah.
actually in 1980 would be
hmm
46.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he might have been born in the late 70s because he's probably still not 46. He was 46 last year. So, I mean, maybe he was born in 79.
Yeah. Somebody said, I follow a group of ladies on YouTube. They're married at 12 and 13. One married at 12 and one at 11, and her mom was 10. Wow.
Yeah, they do that in that FLDS shit too. But you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
times
Well,
have changed in different parts of the country as well, right? Because
yeah.
in the Appalachian region, they did marry young there. That's
And
common
in them
back in
LDS
the day.
and them religious groups and stuff, I do want to say that in the Bible, it says because you didn't really get married, girls were purchased, and they had and the man had to pay a dowry. Okay, so the man would go and pick out the girl when she's really young, and he would uh, reserve her or whatever. See, that's mine. You know what I mean? And
Right.
then the qualifications to when that man could take that girl. Remember, Grace? There was somebody that's trying to do it today. They said when she's flowering, okay, flowering, which is just barely developing breasts and stuff. So
Right, right,
once a
right.
girl's flowering, she can go off with this man. The man pays for her, purchase her like a mule. You know what I mean? Man pays the dowry, whether it's sheep or land or whatever, and then he can come back and get that girl as soon as she starts developing. And that
Wow.
is what, 10, 11, 12 years old. So them religious people use the Bible to back up their beliefs in their own community. You know what I mean? So yeah, the law enforcement doesn't um, really see it that way, but they see it that way because that's what the Bible says. You know what I mean? And
Right.
the girl had no choice. The girl had
Yeah,
no
yeah,
choice. It was
yeah.
terrible. So
Yeah.
yeah, in today's world, it is considered a child. Yeah, many of them had 20 kids and were so anxious to get them married off. Yeah, if you do have 20 kids, because they had a lot because number one, some kids would die. You know what I mean?
Right.
They had babies that died, and so they'd have
They didn't
several
really have
children.
contraception
And
either back in the day.
yeah,
Yeah.
and no contraception, and they needed hands. They needed labor. So they needed farm hands. They needed people to work on the property. So these were little farm hands they were having. Yeah, and then when they get old enough, yeah, they marry them off. Yeah, yeah, sitting on Santa's lap thinking he was real, but now I realize you was, yeah. Let's see. Network, you mean Santa's not real? Oh, say it's not so. Uh, yeah, I thought the weatherman lived in the sky. That was something Santa flushes down his toilet. I'm not sure what that means. Kathy, Joe has a son that could be tested with. That's true. They can do DNA
Yeah,
tests now through
familial.
the family.
Yeah,
It don't matter
familial.
if Joe is dead. They don't even have to dig him up. They can just do one of his children.
That's
I mean,
right. Yep.
yep.
Familial DNA.
Yeah. They track down killers doing that with, you know
That's
what I mean?
right.
I just saw a story where they found the guy's sister somewhere, and it was such a close match that it was enough to arrest him.
Right.
Yeah, daughter-in-laws. I thought 5 was a lot. 5 kids? Yeah. Imagine having 20 of them. It'd kind of be fun, but it'd be hard. Yeah, you'd be having birthdays every day. Imagine
Not
the
with one
birthdays.
bathroom, man. Not, I mean, imagine just one bathroom. How many bedrooms? And their
All right.
poverty. It was poverty, so
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, it wasn't
Eating-
like
Yeah.
you know.
Rice and beans and whatever grows out of the garden. Yeah. Yeah. 27.
chickens.
Yeah. Imagine that's being pregnant for 30 years, nonstop.
Damn.
I liked Kenny. I refuse to believe he's a dad. Yeah. I don't think Kenny is. Kenny's he's different. I mean,
And he would
he's,
have been 11 years old.
yeah. Cause, okay. If he's born, Timmy's born in 79. How old was Kenny in 78? No. I don't think he would have been old enough to be the daddy.
Yeah.
Michael
Oh.
Stephen Whittaker looks exactly like Timmy. Same parents as the others and passed in 2001. Michael Stephen Whittaker? Is that another cousin?
Michael was a brother, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to walk 2 miles to school. I did too growing up. We used to walk or ride our bikes,
I
probably.
think that's the point that they're saying about Lorraine being able
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, going to the church. Yeah, I get that. But
Yeah.
if she's kind of messed up like that, I don't know if I'd let her just walk off by herself.
But I mean, you got to remember that she knows the area. Just because she's not verbal doesn't mean she can't like follow directions to go to church. I mean, like, think about it. Even Lorraine said, I'm sorry, even Betty said that Lorraine took care of Timmy. She helped, but Lorraine did that. I think, I don't think I think she has the ability um, to do more than she was allowed to do or given credit for. I think Betty took over a lot of things because I think Lorraine just would have done things slower, but I think Lorraine could have definitely like gone to the grocery store just the way that they did. And I think she could have gotten stuff in the carts. You know what I'm saying? She could have put stuff in the cart. Like I just think that she just goes at a slower pace, but yeah, I think she could have easily walked to church. Again, she only had to walk as far as a neighbor that was walking. You know what I'm saying? So, and if they all knew them, I mean, back in the day, I think it would have been something she would have been able to do. I don't
Somebody
know.
wanted to see a picture of Joe Bolin, the
Yeah.
suspected daddy. There he is.
Yeah. He's got them snaky eyeballs.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you want to have a baby?
The mouth is a lot like Timmy's.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
mouth
he's
is
got
a lot like Timmy's. If you put your hand over the nose and the eyes, even the ear, if you put your hands over the nose and the eyes, and even the ear and the mouth look like Timmy. You guys try in the chat. I'm serious. I just did that.
like this.
Go down a little bit more, a little bit more. There you go.
The mouth.
And the ear.
The mouth and the ear look like Timmy.
I think so.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
think so. The cheeks too.
Yeah.
You don't think he looks like him?
Oh yeah, he's kind of generic looking, you know. I mean that.
That's true
that
too.
yeah. Because I think Timmy mostly got his looks from Lorraine. I mean, I think he looks a lot like a Lorraine. He's
Not the mouth. I don't think the mouth he looks, and his ear. I don't know. That guy he's got the same ear, and I think the mouth is, I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat?
yeah.
I can't read the chat. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can't. Let me see.
No.
Back to the chat. Somebody asked. They said, "Do you have a picture of Joe Bolin?" That's why I put that up.
Yeah, no, I know. But what do they think? Do they think he looks like that? Timmy looks at all like him, or what?
Let's see. Do you guys think he looks like Joe Bolin? I missed a lot of.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna start at the bottom. How were they related? Joe Bolin was married to a Whittaker,
A
but
cousin. We think cousin.
yeah, maybe a cousin, which lived on the same road, right up the street. Should combine the pictures of Lorraine and Joe. I think there's an app. Oh, you can. I've seen that app where, yeah, they put like two famous people together and see if they had a baby. What it looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Tie-dye Gammy, how are they related? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, somehow he married a Whittaker Bolin. Joe Bolin married a Whittaker Bolin. a little messy with the family tree there.
Definitely messed up there.
You walk 2 miles to school. Yeah, but yeah, you guys, aren't challenged like Lorraine was. I just because
they might have walked 2 miles to school when they were 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, so how old do you think? I don't know. I just don't think that. I think she had the ability to walk to and from church, and some fucking asshole took advantage of her. Clearly, she could walk to and from church. She's done it several times.
Well, and if somebody knows she goes walking to church and she's up there at 9 o'clock down that road every day, you could wait there. If you know her routine to go to church every week. But the reason I just doubt it because I know that they had trouble with Ray. Ray, they always had to keep an eye on. The kitty's trying to get out again. Oh my goodness. But they said Ray, of course, he tried to essay, or he did essay somebody up the road. The same direction too. They point at the same spot where Ray got somebody up right there. You know what I mean? And but the lady was screaming and everything. I guess they pulled Ray off of her, and I don't even know. But they tried to keep an eye on Ray because Ray would wander off. And one time Ray wandered off for 2 or 3 days. They couldn't find him.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, he wandered off.
110 people in the comments. Hit that like button, guys. It's Kathy's birthday.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Thanks for the birthday. Yeah, thanks for the thumbs up. So Ray disappeared one time. He took off, and they looked like 2 or 3 days for him. And they found him kind of far away, and he was all beat, chewed up by mosquitoes, and he was pretty rough, you know what I mean? But yeah, they had like a search party out looking for him. I don't know if they called the cops or what happened, but
when was this?
A long time ago. And so that's why they, so I figured Lorraine would be the same. I figured Lorraine would, they'd have to keep an eye on her too, because who says she's not going to want it? But yeah, they had to watch Ray because he went after that girl. Plus, he got lost, and they found him. Can't remember. I wonder if I could find that story. But yeah, he was gone a couple days.
Wow!
And before they found him. Mm-hmm.
That's,
yep.
I didn't hear that story.
No, yeah. And there was a different time where Ray was gone. He got bit by the copperhead. You heard that one.
Yeah, that I heard, when he got bit by the snake.
Yeah, and you know what he did? Ray is pretty smart. He doesn't get credit for some stuff, but so Ray got bit by the copperhead, and he took a shovel and killed the copperhead and brought it back and told everybody. He showed everybody the snake, and then he showed him the bite because he wanted to show everybody the snake that bit him.
Right.
And then they knew it was a copperhead, so I don't know. I think they have to get treatment for that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Somebody said they're deadly. I don't think they're actually deadly, but maybe. But
well,
I think you do have to get treatment.
You do have to. So I think there could be issues, certainly, and especially if untreated.
Up yonder could mean 10 feet or half mile. That's true. They just pointed up that way. The same way Lorraine went is the same way that,
Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, dear Jane. I appreciate that. Yes, all my demands were met today. Yes, I had a fun day. It was a great day. Thank you. Uh, yeah, I'm just trying to up yonder. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it was the same interview. So maybe it was the same interview about the copper snake. And it was an interview with Mark where he told about the copperhead, and also it was also Mark that they told him about him being gone for 2 days, lost.
Really, I have to watch that
Yeah,
again. 'Cause I'm
yeah.
sure I did watch it, but it's been a long time. I'm falling asleep here, Kathy. I'm gonna have
All
to
right.
call it a night.
Well, I
But
know you've stayed up way past your bedtime
yeah, I
for
did.
to come
Yeah, I
on here, so
did.
I appreciate that. I really do. I thank you so much. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes, and I thank you for coming on here tonight
Not a
and staying
problem.
up way past your bedtime for this. So anyway, thank you so much,
Not a
Toddie.
problem, Kathy. Many, many
Yep.
more. And happy day, chat. Enjoy. And hopefully you'll have a very nice, you're having a great live stream. So it'll continue. And 125 people in the comments, hit the like button. It's her birthday. All right, guys.
I don't see the numbers, but okay. Thanks for
Take
coming
care.
on, Toddie.
All right.
Yep.
Okay,
Peace.
bye-bye.
Bye. Grace said they smell like cucumbers. What smells like cucumbers? Yeah, I think copperheads can be deadly if you're not like treated. I don't think it's like a rattlesnake bite, but I think you have to go get treatment. But yeah, yeah. Um. Anyway, so that was fun. Nice seeing Toddie again. Yeah, smarter raid. That's what they said. They're impressed that he wanted to show people what kind of snake bit him, which that's pretty smart. They can be deadly and they smell like cucumbers. A copperhead snake smells like a cucumber. I just bought a cucumber today, and hopefully it'll be my last one before mine start growing. But waiting for my cucumbers. But I love the smell of cucumbers. My friend one time I went to her house and she gave me ice water with slices of cucumber in it. It was pretty good. It's not common to die from a copperhead, but it is possible. Yeah. I think yeah, he did. He had to go to the doctor because I remember they said that's the only time he went to the doctor or whatever. He didn't like it. Yeah. Well, thank you, dear Jane. I'm going backwards on the comments, by the way. Uh, yeah, he got bit by a snake. Same interview. Okay. BJ's boy told Mark about. Yes, you're right. That is so true. It was. So it was the interview with Brandon and Lewis. Yeah, Brandon and Lewis interview. That was BJ's sons. You're right. Thank you. Because I knew it was one of his videos. Yeah, so it was Brandon and Lewis interview. Tells about Ray getting lost. It's a good memory. I knew it was one of those. But yeah, about Ray getting lost. He was gone a day or two. He was gone like to the point where you're wondering, can you imagine if Ray got that poor girl pregnant that he got a hold of? Yeah, right. Hopefully he didn't. You know, and you could see when Mark Laeda's assistant showed up. Remember that pretty girl, the one that I made the video of him dancing with the pretty girl? What was her name? Her name was Lauren. Oh no, Lauren was the other girl. I forgot. But you saw him look at that pretty girl all the time when they're in the car, we're in their house, when they were at the carnival. He was staring at that pretty girl and looking her up and down, looking and smiling. Yeah, he likes the pretty ladies. That's for sure. I can't see Lorraine having the ability to cook for herself, put things in a cart, yes, but put a meal together. No, I don't think so either. No, no concept of money. I don't think Lorraine has it in her. I don't think she ever did because they said Timmy was the only one went to school. Ray and Lorraine never went to school. Timmy was the only one graduated. Kenny is allegedly he's illiterate because I saw some court papers that said he claims he doesn't know how to read or write. And so Kenny didn't graduate either, but Ray and Lorraine never even went to school. I think they tried Ray one day or something. I can't remember, but no, not even trying. They didn't even go. Remind me again how. Yeah, so Lorraine was 33 when she had Timmy. In that picture of her when she was younger, she looked so different. It's a black and white picture of Lorraine and Barbara holding BJ's Brandon when he was only like 6 months old, little baby. And now he's got 2 children. I wonder if they did take a DNA test on any of them. Yeah. I wonder what that DNA test would look like. They'd be like, hey, Bob, get over here. Look through the microscope. What do you make out of this? Or whatever. I don't know how they put DNA in a pan with some dye or something. I don't know how they do it. Electrolysis or something. I don't even know. There's somehow they figure out the DNA, but yeah, I'm sure it's probably interesting to look at that. Yeah, I have a younger picture of Lorraine. I'll show it to you real quick here. So she was I'll show you real quick. Yeah, and this is a picture that was taken in the year it was in the year 2000, I think. Hold on a second. I'll show it to you. And the reason they took this picture is because it was Larry's wife that died. So Larry's wife was I just had her name a minute ago. Anyway, Larry's wife died and they went to the funeral.
I want the outside of
And
my
they
home.
and they just got back from the funeral when Mark Laeta showed up. And Mark was like yeah, can we do an interview with you? And they're like, no, we don't. We just had a death in the family. Larry was very upset, obviously, because it's his family, his wife. So they just buried Larry's wife, and they get home, and here's Mark, and he wants to do an interview or something, take pictures, and they're like, no, this is not a good time. And then Mark, I think he said he went and sat in the car or something. He thought about it, and he said, hey, I know. Mark had a way to develop pictures right there. They're black and white pictures. And then he said, I know, he thought up an idea. He said, then he asked the Whittakers, I know you guys don't want to be bothered, but he said, how about if we take a photograph of all you guys and then I'll develop it and you can put it in the casket with your wife, so she can have it with her, you know what I mean? And yeah, here, let me pull up. I'll pull up Lorraine's picture. So in 2000, so this would have been 25 years ago, this picture here. Let me pull it up here. There's Whittaker's. So was she 70 now? She would have been about 45 years old in this picture. Second. It'll take me just a second to pull this up, though. Where is it? Hold on, guys. I'm looking for it. Gosh, it must have been. Excuse me. Dang it. We got 46 million views on that. All right. I've showed it before, but probably a lot of people haven't seen it. Excuse me. Let me find it. This was either the first or second video he did. Excuse me. I need to get something to drink. My throat is really dry. All right, let me find it here. Yeah, so, and that's why Larry wasn't in the first video. Because Larry still, and that's interesting. Larry was not down with any of this at first. So Mark came and he did that interview. Oh, here it is. Oops. I don't know why that came. Hold on a second. Oh my gosh, stop. All right, sorry, I just can't find it. There's the three of them. Okay. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I found it. Now they say that this is Barbara. Oh, it's a commercial. They say that this is Barbara. I thought it was a guy, because it didn't look like the obituary picture of Barbara, but I guess it is. I'll try to get it up close so you guys can see it. Here it is. There's Lorraine when she's about 45 years old. So that's Brandon. That's BJ's kid. Actually, he looks like about a year there, maybe a year old or something. That's Lorraine. That's Barbara. See, I always thought that was a guy, but that's supposed to, they said it was Barbara. That's Lorraine when she's younger. I don't know if you can see. And she's hanging on to Brandon. So, she might have helped take care of Timmy. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, so there she is. Sorry. There. Yeah, so that's Barbara, Lorraine, and Brandon. And Brandon now is married and has 2 kids. Yeah, Lorraine and Brandon. Yeah. So she probably was 45 years old then. And so Timmy would have been about 15 years old. Looks different, doesn't she? So I don't know. Maybe she was kind of helpful around the house. I don't know. Yeah, so that's 25 years. That was the year 2000. That was the year Larry's wife died. And I can't remember what her name was. Linda or something. I can't remember. But anyway, that's where they got that. So then Mark took those pictures. It took one of Freddie, Ray, and Timmy. It took them forever to make them hold still. Nobody would hold still. And every time he tried to take a picture, one of them would move. He said it just took forever. And so they got that picture, and they got the picture of the. So anyway, he took a bunch of pictures, and he developed them in it right there, and then he gave them to the Whittakers, and so they put them in the casket or something like that. They're going to put them in the casket before they go to the. Because they went to the wake, and then next day they're going to the funeral to put her in the ground. So they gave him the pictures. Those are the pictures they put in the casket. Yeah. So yes, H2 or yeah, that's younger Lorraine. Pictures of Lorraine and Joe. I think there's the app. Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. I heard that Anne says, I heard that the reason 23andMe and Ancestry were invented by the CIA to find cold case killers. Yeah, I'm not sure why they did. Actually lately there's been a lot of cold cases been solved through DNA. I mean, there's people getting arrested that offed people back in the 80s and 90s. Hey, little kitty. Come here, little feller. She is so cute. Little baby. You want to say hi? Can't really see her, but she's just trying to climb out of the cage here. Hold on a second. No, you can't have her. Hold on, baby. Hold on. There's a little baby. There's a little baby. I gotta put something over the top again to keep them all penned in there. Those young girls were bought by the parents. The judges knew, but they said they were 16. They were from the Holders of Kentucky. From the Hollers? The Hollers of Kentucky. Kathy, haven't you seen... Oh, Sandy. Haven't seen you for a while. How are you doing? Nice. You joined me on your break. Hey, Sandy. I have not seen you for a long time. Good to see you. I hope you've been doing well. Hope all is well. I don't know if they had a bathroom at the Whittakers. I mean, they invented indoor plumbing early in 1900. So, I mean, most people had a toilet in their house eventually. I don't know. I don't know. That must have been interesting. 12 in your family plus 4 adopted. Wow. The police definitely submit DNA. They do now. They said that, and this has been going on for a while. Like, if people get arrested for a felony, I think it is, then you have to have your DNA taken. And I think, I'm not sure if, like, people that go to jail, but I think prison for sure, they get DNA taken. There's certain crimes that you have to take your DNA. Come on, little kid. Quit trying to climb out of there. Yeah, we see older people forget they're much young. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe Joe Bowling ain't off the hook. I don't know. It's weird that a snake would smell like a cucumber. That's interesting. Mark showed the bathroom. It was awful. OMG. And then he joked with Lauren that, hey, don't you want to use the bathroom? She said, no, I'll hold it. Yeah, it was bad. They needed somebody to come in and help clean. I don't know. Well, thank you, Susan. Good night, Susan. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. She had something going on with her forehead even back then. Oh, you're right, because I'm pretty sure in the videos, I'm going to take my headphones off. I don't think I need them. I'm pretty sure in the videos, with Mark soft white underbelly, I'm pretty sure she was pointing at her forehead back then. I don't know what it was. What's going on? Yeah. Anyway, thank you. Mark showed the bathroom. It was awful. Yeah, you guys saw that, right? Oh my goodness. Is there a cat loose? Hold on. What is this? Oh. Oh crap! They're getting out. Hey! Whoa! 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 What are you guys doing? What in the heck? I gotta make sure they're all. Enough of that. Getting out. Hold on a second. One, two, three, four. Okay, we got them all in. Make sure they're not wandering, because a dog will get him. I got a border collie that he's on kitten overload right now. He just can't stop staring at these kittens. Yeah. The picture of her and Barbara shows her forehead issue. Really? Was a mark on it or something? Yeah. Yeah, one of them got out of the cage altogether, and the other one was climbed the summit. He was at the top. Well, thank you, Sarah. Good night to you too. I'm not going to be on here real long. I think I've been on here almost 2 hours. Yeah, I wanted to go over this, and that's about it. I know it was late for Toddie. She goes to bed early. I didn't. Huh. What do you mean shows the issues of her forehead? Is there a mark on there? What is that? Let me look at that again. Oh, talking about right there. She has a mark on her forehead right there. I think. Or is that her hair? Is that her hair? It's almost like her hair is starting to turn gray, and it might be a piece of hair there. I don't know. I think it's just the way her hair is combed. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's just her hair. It's like a colic. You know what I mean? You see that? It's like she's got white hair here starting, and it's like a colic. That's a colic right there. But I don't know. And this is, I guess, is Barbara. And Barbara kind of looks Native American in a way, but yeah. Anyway, but I know it's her forehead has nothing to do with getting a shoe thrown at it. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, looks like a bump. Maybe. Did you have cake? Oh, speaking of which, my cake, birthday cake. Yes, I did. I had a piece of birthday cake, but I also bought something, and I'm going to show you guys in a video. I'll do a little video on it. It was, yeah, I'll show you what I bought. Yeah, I don't know where, I think it's in the fridge. I'll show you. Yeah. I had to get it. Actually, today I bought a bunch of things that I don't usually. A goose egg on her forehead. We can go back and look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little video on this. I'm gonna show you guys because it's too dark in here to see anything right now. But I bought. You know how the deli has those wedge sandwiches, right? In a package, like this triangle package, right, with the sandwiches. We can't see. I'm going to do a video. And this is actually, instead of like an egg salad sandwich or something, or ham sandwich, it's actually a cake sandwich, but you can't see because it's too dark in here. Now you can see. The cake sandwich, I'll do a video on it. It's a cake sandwich. Instead of like a, you won't be able to see it here. Yeah, you can look. I don't know if it's her hair. I think it's her hair. But yeah, I'll do a video when it's light up tomorrow. But I also had a piece of birthday cake that somebody gave me. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Grace said, where is it? Grace said this is where she gets the mark is from a future shoe that will hit her. So that's the mark that is already there from a future shoe injury. Yeah. I guess you can just make up shit and the adult protection believes you. Yeah, she threw a shoe at her. That's why she's pointing her forehead. Okay, get an ambulance ready. We're going to go get her. She got hit with the shoe, 25 years ago. Yeah, that bathroom was really, ugh. Yeah. Yep. That was pretty rough. Looks like a bump. Yeah. the spot she always points to, she kind of points to right in the middle of her forehead. The other thing is kind of up a little higher. But yeah, I don't know why she points at her forehead. Yeah, that's where she got hit with the shoe in the future. That a goose egg? Yeah, you're gonna have to look at it. You can. I'll show you where it is if you want. If you guys want to study the picture yourself, you know, it's like it's on soft white underbelly picture. It's called the Inbred Family Whittakers, and this is their first. This is his first video on the Whittakers. Yeah. So if you go to the Whittaker playlist right here, it's the very first one he ever did. That's when he went to the funeral and they told him to leave, and he said, "Hey, I'll take pictures." So these are pictures that they put in the casket. But yeah. So yeah, if you go to this, actually, I can put the link in here if you want to look at it, and then go to 8 minutes and 26 seconds, right to here, and you'll see the picture. You know, you can see that's her hair. Kind of look with her hair. I don't know what's going on with her forehead. Actually, it kind of looks like dirt. Kind of looks like dirt. I'm not sure. Huh. Yeah, that's a future injury. Yeah, so anyway, you guys can go there and look at it. Maybe see what you think. Kind of hard to tell, and black and white pictures kind of are weird. Yeah. Hey, Aquatech. I've never seen them before packaged like that. Yeah, yeah, it's a cake sandwich. So it's 2 pieces of cake like bread, and then the inside where the egg salad would be is frosting. Today I bought a few things that I haven't either never had or haven't had in a very long time. So I bought some weird things today. And I also bought my first watermelon of the year, and I think it's a good one. I'm going to do a video showing how to always pick the perfect watermelon. There's 3 steps you have to take to get a perfect watermelon. And I think I got a good one. I'm going to cut it up tomorrow, cut it into little cubes, and put it in an airtight container and snack on that for a few days. I bought sushi gummy one time, and I took a pit, fooled some peeps. Really? Sushi gummy? That doesn't sound good. Yeah, only an odd. Yeah, BJ has a time machine and hit her with the. Yes, she did. She hit her with the shoe. Then she went forward in a time machine, and that's when Eric caught her. Does she have that bump or mark for tears? Like I said, in my opinion, it looks like everybody's just kind of dirty. Like when kids play outside when they're little, they come in and they need a bath because they're all dirty. The sweat sticks to the dirt and all that. That's kind of what it looks like to me. I don't know. Like I said, they're black. They're black and white pictures, so dang cat's trying to get on you. They're black and white pictures, so they kind of might look like something it's not, maybe. Yeah. I believe some point may have happened. She was trying to show, and she just always attention. Oh, she always got attention when she did the pointing thing, and just always continued. Well, I did a video where, the very first time Eric met Lorraine, he sat down next to her and said, "Hot, ain't it?" She said, "Yeah, it's hot." And he pointed to his forehead, said, "Yeah, it's hot." And she pointed to her forehead. Yeah, it might be hair. Yeah, I'm a cake fan. I'll have to be in the lookout. the sandwich packed like that. I can't. Yeah, it is weird. I don't even know if I'm gonna like it. Um, I know I can't eat that much. I love watermelon too, and I think I got a good one. Yeah, I did. Hey, Miss January, I did. I had a fun birthday. It rained this morning, so I got all my chores out of the way before I even left. And I went and ate at A&W. I went to Walmart, got some birthday cards in the mail. Um, and I was gonna go. I was gonna go somewhere and get this pizza thing at Pizza Hut to bring home so I could put it in the fridge for tomorrow. But after I got done eating, um, yeah, I couldn't even think of getting more food. I was so full when I left there. I just couldn't even look at food, so I just came home. Yeah, it was great. Kathy, if you drop a link, can you play it? Or if you drop, yeah, yeah, I can. Sorry, my typing is off. I hit the wrong letters. Sometimes tears was years. Oh, okay. I have to go back and read it. Tears was years. Okay. Did she have that bump or mark for years? Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a bump. To me, it kind of looks like they're dirty or something. See it now? Yeah, I think it's hair. I think it's a curl. She's got like a colic on her forehead there. But yeah, I can read typo. It was pretend sushi, but gummy candy packet. Oh, that would be funny. That would be funny. Yeah, they do make stuff that looks like real food. That is funny. Yeah, we have A&Ws. We got them all over the state. Yeah, yeah, we got a bunch of them here still. And it's the drive-in. It's the drive-in where you can go in and eat. When me and my friend go there and we go inside and eat because it's air conditioned. But I like when I go by myself, I always pull up to the drive-in and you order, and then they come out and they put the tray on your window. You know how they hang it on your window? I got a video of it. Yeah, 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 I do. Which was and you know, A&W's got good food. Everything they have is good. Oh, except one thing. So last time me and my friend went to A&W, we went in and ate, and I had my excuse me, I had my I had my usual Papa burger. And but I asked I asked for ordered chicken nuggets to go. So I got my food and then they gave me chicken nuggets in a bag. And so I ate my food, she ate hers, and we left. And eventually I got home and I had that bag of chicken nuggets. So I go to get the bag of chicken nuggets and I bring it in for the dogs. And I open it up and the chicken nuggets, I swear, I know they got them out of a bag, like out of a grocery store. They were little circles like hash rounds. You know, like at Hardee's, they got hash rounds, like the little potato things that are round and flat. It's exactly what these chicken nuggets look like. And there's not a lot of them. They were round, they were flat, they were rubbery. I couldn't even believe they came out of A&W. It was just like, what the hell? I didn't see it until I got home. I gave them to the dogs because that's who they're for. But I'm thinking, man, I'm glad I didn't want these for lunch because I would have been terribly disappointed. Horrible. So that's the only bad thing I've seen at A&W. Yep. Yeah, it was pretty good. We still have one. My son worked there for 8. Oh, really? Do they do cruise-ins? Yes, yes. In fact, I'll show you real quick. Hold on a second. Yeah, and I like that. I like when they come out and they hang the tray on the window. I'll show you real quick. Oh my God, what in the hell is that? Yeah, I'll put up a little video. I made a actually I made a video there because I was going to put it up informing that we had a live stream tonight. But I got home so late that I couldn't even post it. So I'll put it up for another notice for the next live stream I'll put up. So, but yeah, I was going to put it up for the notice for this live stream, but I got home too late. And then they wouldn't let me on in StreamYard, and then there's one thing after the next. Yeah, it was going to be 8, then it was going to be 8:15. I mean 8:30, and then it was 8:45. Right, here it is. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because I do have to cut a few pieces out where you can see me in the mirror. I know some weirdos want to see what I look like. All right. But I will show you the. Oops. If I can. Yeah. So. All right, cool. We have a Sonic. Just no trade. Yeah. They did open Sonics down in the Twin Cities down there. And it was so busy when they opened up. They actually had St. Paul police directing traffic. And then after like a few months, it was dead as a doornail. I went there once and I don't remember what I got, but it was not what I didn't like it. I can't remember what I got. But anyway, I never went back. I went there one time at Sonic. I'm sure they probably got something better. I just didn't like what I ordered. There, okay. There you go. You see it? All right. There. I'll put this video up anyway. Let me get it a little closer. So here's the menu board outside. When you pull up, you get a spot and park. All right. There's a menu board. All right, and a speaker. You have to hit the button to get their attention. And there it is. You're under like this awning thing. There it is. Yeah. And let's see. I'll put it up at some other point. Yeah, I like doing the outside thing. Like I said, me and my friend goes inside a lot of times when it's too hot. Yeah, I remember when they used to wear roller skates. That was like back in the 70s or something. Lodi, California has the first A&W, really? Ours, the girls used to wear roller skates, but they quit. Yeah, I think they may have gotten some injuries. I'm not sure, but they all used to do the roller skates. I live right by there. The original spot is now a grooming parlor, but they have had a big one down the street, like Sonic. Yeah, it was the only 24-hour place late night drive-through. Ours don't have those for cars, just a large one overhead. Turn the lights on when you're ready to order. Oh, really? And when you're ready to go. Yeah, real nice glass mug. Yeah, I would like to have taken that home, but you can't. I have original A&W leather jacket. Really? In your garage sale? Really? Did you look that up, see what it's worth? That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, them old Them old jackets like that can be worth something. Collectibles. Trying to find my stream here. It is. Yes, that was fun. You can buy the mug. Yeah, you can. You can buy them. Actually, you can buy them on eBay. And they even have they even got them giant ones too. Tell them you want the mug and they let you buy it. Really? I could have bought it. My son's first job was at Sonic. I think that disappeared while I was reading it. You could buy them, yes. I do. Look it up. It's worth a lot more than $10. Yeah. Maybe a collector or reseller will buy it. At least you used to be able to. Yeah. I can get them on eBay too, you know what I mean? But what I like is that they put them they get them wet and they put them in the freezer so they're frosty. And then they bring your root beer out. But it was so hot today. That thing was melted by the time it hit my truck. You know what I mean? It was Sonic used to make tips because he would do tricks and spins and stuff for all his guys. Oh, wow. And get extra tips for his performances, huh? That's cool. Yeah, that's the way to do it. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, Minnesota's got a lot of. I thought we were only down to a few, but I looked on the map and we got tons of them in Minnesota, all over the place. But yeah, the frosty mug, yeah, that was good. And I don't like caffeine, so I like root beer. I have a few of those big mugs, and why doesn't the A&W and the can taste as good? I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the metal can or something. I don't know. Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just usually don't buy pop and soda, you know what I mean? But I've noticed how horribly expensive it got. When I quit like drinking pop on a regular basis, it was three 12 packs for $10. I just saw a 12 pack of pop at Dollar General in the entryway, and I think it was one 12 pack was like $12. I'm thinking, is that for like three of them or something? No, that was for one. Yeah, Barbara did look like a man. That was weird. Looked like a Native American man. But they say that was Barbara. Because on Barbara's in Barbara's obituary picture, she didn't even look close to that. But her obituary picture, I think, was when she's in her 20s or something. I mean, it was a super young picture of her. So yeah, I think she just got older. And yeah. You miss white birch beer. I forgot about white birch beer. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, it must not have been on for a while. Must not be around because I haven't even heard the word white birch for decades. Yeah. Yeah, I like my ice water, and I totally forgot to get ice on the way home today. I always get a big 20-pound bag for my water. And so I'm drinking water, waiting for some homemade ice, which I don't really care for. I gotta go all the way back tomorrow to get the ice. I didn't want to buy it, obviously, because I still had to eat, and I didn't want it all melting in my truck. So I was gonna grab it on the last stop before I got home, and I flew right past it. Didn't even think of it. But yeah, now without drinking, when I do have pop, it's so sweet. Ugh. Never noticed how much sugar was in it. And the caffeine. I try to stay away from caffeine too. My friend is a very bad influence. I told her that. I said, you're a bad influence on me. Because she's got me eating fast food, like when we go places. Like, hey, let's go to McDonald's. I'm like, yeah. I didn't eat McDonald's for like 15 years. You know what I mean? It was like the first fast food I stopped eating. And yeah, so we go places, we eat places, and I'm drinking pop with not only sugar in it, but caffeine. And I told her, man, you're a bad influence on me. I'm eating fast food, I'm drinking caffeine, I'm drinking, sugary drinks. Anyway, yeah, it tastes better from the bottle. Yeah, especially the glass bottles. Oh, root beer floats, that would be good. Didn't think of that. It doesn't taste good from a 2 liter bottle. Yeah, the plastic does. And it's like in a 2 liter bottle. It's like I remember once you open it and pour something out and then open it again, it's like shot. It's all flat. Buy a countertop ice maker. It has ice like sign. Well, I did think of that. I thought about that, but I read the fine print, and on the fine print, you have to use. It said it's something about the water. I got well water, and my well water has calcium and minerals in it, and iron and all kinds of stuff that will ruin that ice maker. So I would have had to buy special water for that maker. I did look into it though. It was like $80 for countertop ice maker. I thought, hell yeah, I'll be having ice all the time. Then I read the small print, and it's like, yeah, you can't use this or this. Yeah. So tell me, if you have an ice maker, do you just use tap water or what? I don't know. We only drink water. My daughter came home today with 3 20-pound bags and a 10-pound bag. 70 pounds on her bike. Really? 3 20-pounds and a 10. Wow. With ice? Yeah, she is naughty. My friend is very naughty. Yeah. It's clear birch beer. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, people got to get off that pop, man. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. You just got to go cold turkey on the sugar for 7 days. I stopped sugar on a Friday night and started out on a Saturday morning with only water. And within 7 days, your brain has reset. And you no longer want a sugary drink. You want water. I mean, and you also don't want sugary snacks. You want fruit, you want steak. I personally wanted fruit, vegetables, steak, um, yeah, and pickles and olives and celery and healthy things. You know what I mean? But it'll reset your mind. Your brain will have a reset if you stop for 7 days on sugar, go cold turkey, and yeah. My daughter had one, but they have city water. Oh, okay, so is she having trouble? Does she have trouble with the ice maker with city water? Because that also is supposed to be a problem. Oh, you have a Brita filter. Oh, you're on a well. Okay, so you have a well water with Brita filter. I should try that. But yeah, I backed away from it. I didn't want to spend $80 on something that's gonna, be crusted over with calcium in 2 weeks. The ice machines make two sizes. Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah. Candy is cheaper than steak. Well, them sugary snacks are expensive. They add up. I put my bottles of water in the freezer and drink and eat partially. You know what? There's these two guys that used to work for me. They were friends, and I used to pick them up for work, and they would bring a couple bottles of frozen water in a plastic bottle. They'd be frozen. Then all day they would drink off of it as it melted. Yeah, the guys that work for me did that every day. We always used city water when we had our ice cream, and it worked okay. I do that too. Yeah, yeah. Man, my workers always did that. because we didn't have nothing to keep our drinks cold, and when we were working, she didn't have issues, but she bought a new refrigerator, so she got rid of. Oh yeah, with the ice maker in it. Depends how much you eat of it. Bottles are not good for you. No, them plastic water bottles, they have a chemical in it called B. What is it called? BPD or what is it? BPD? Whatever it is. But it's a chemical, and it's literally got like a female hormone in it. You know how men grow breasts sometimes? Well, BPH, that's what it is. BPH. PBA or BPH, whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Is it BPH? Whatever, but that's a chemical. And it leaks into the water, especially if those bottles are left in the sun, it goes even faster. I saw a report the other day that we have too much plastic in our bottles. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have nothing out of a plastic bottle. I have tumbler number 1 with a straw, which is empty right now because I forgot my ice. Yeah. Forever. Yeah, it is a forever chemical. And them chemicals don't get out of your body. Certain ones stay in forever. That's right. And it's got like a female hormone in it. What is it? Estrogen. Estrogen, isn't it? I think there's estrogen in those bottles. Yeah, so they're poisoning you 1,000 different ways. It's called death by 1,000 cuts. Yeah, and it makes the frogs gay. That's right. The frogs turn gay. BPA, thank you. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Monkeys was close. PBA, yeah, it was BPA. Yeah, you guys gotta check it. If you're drinking out of these plastic bottles, you can't do it, man. And who knows how long that water's been in that plastic bottle before you buy it, you know what I mean? And how much is it sitting in the sun? Because that really amplifies it when it sits in the sun. Yeah, none of that. I studied about, foods and stuff for years. I always still, you know. And you know what they found out causes the scientists found out what causes pancreatic cancer. You know, one of the things, and that's the deadliest cancer there probably is, but pancreatic cancer. They found out that microwaving cold leftovers like rice. So if you reheat ice in the microwave, rice, like white rice, if you reheat that in the microwave, there's a chemical that's released that causes cancer, and especially pancreatic cancer. Heating up rice, leftover rice, I think leftover potatoes, I can't remember. But yeah, I gotta get away from that plastic stuff, man. I don't have none of that anymore. Yep. Yeah, and the reason it would turn the frogs gay is because it's got all that estrogen in it, female hormones, estrogen. Who would think that came out of your water bottle? And it's so funny because people walk around with their water bottles thinking they're all healthy. And it's sad because they think they're being healthy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Also be aware how many times, how many times it's been recycled. That's a good one. I could show you. So on the bottom of your plastic, here, let me see. Yeah. So I got these temptations here. These are cat treats. Now the cats are going to come running. But on this, let's see. I'll try to show you. So on the bottom of every single plastic, I don't think you can see it. There's that triangle there. See the triangle? Probably can't see it. But there's a triangle on the bottom of every piece of plastic, okay? And this triangle says 5. It says 5 pp. So this piece of plastic here that the cat treats are in has been recycled 5 times. All right. So here, it's a Kool-Aid. little container I have. All right, here, this Kool-Aid thing here. It was, and this is the cup that I use for the cats. So I don't know if you can see that too. But there's always a triangle on the bottom. The triangle tells you how many times that has been recycled. And every time plastic gets recycled, it gets more toxic. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. You want it only 1 or 2 or 3 times, you know what I mean? But once you get up there, the more it's recycled, the more toxins are in that, are going into your food. That's right. Just the foods and not because of heating it in the plastic. It's kind of both. The food leftover, just eating leftover rice can cause pancreatic cancer, but microwaving it doesn't kill anything, doesn't do anything, because microwaving it, because if you heated something up in the oven, it's going to heat evenly and naturally, but the microwave heats it in a jacked up way. Anyway, I don't know how to explain it. But leftover rice, no matter how you eat it, it's going to have that chemical in it that causes pancreatic cancer, they're finding out. So, yeah, the number represents a certain kind of plastics. So sometimes there's more than one number. But my son showed me that one probably 20 years ago when he was working in a grocery store. He showed me about that number and how many times it's been recycled or whatever. Yeah, so the higher number, the more toxic it is. Aren't you simply excited for the new upcoming toilet to sink water system? Yeah, what? They're going to convert your toilet water into drinking water? I'll pass. That's why I like having my own well. No. The numbers show if it's recycled or not. V1 and 2 are recycled, I believe. Yeah. There's a number and a letter. Yeah. What plastic? Yeah. So there's also, yeah, what kind of plastic? But it also, I think the PP, there's a number and a letter. There's numbers and letters. One means how many times it's recycled. The other one says what kind of plastic. So this one is 5 PP. You have to look that up, see what it means. If you go to look at your clothes soap or milk, it would probably say be a 2. Yeah. Now the food hopefully will be the lower number. Yeah. Death by 1,000 cuts, you guys. They ain't gonna kill you with one thing, but yeah. The goal is to get rid of you before you start collecting your Social Security when you're in your 60s, you know. That's why they push all that stuff on older people. You know, get them off the payroll, you know. Don't let them collect that money they put into their whole life. Yeah, it's just all this little stuff adds up. You know, get off the sugar is probably the thing that's killing people the worst is sugar. And carbs too. You know, carbs can turn into sugar. Oh, they do, actually. Not can, but they do. And you bought it at Costco? So what is it? You take the carbs and you divide it by 3, I think, and you find out how many teaspoons of sugar is in your bread. I almost did a video on it one time because people just don't realize how carbs turn into sugar like that. So a slice of bread can have like 3 or 4 or 5 spoonfuls of sugar in it. You know what I mean? Yeah. We don't have a Costco up here. They had one in, they got one in the bigger city. They have Costco's in the bigger cities, but I'm not nowhere near there. I was near a Costco. I never went to it though. I'm dead. All I eat is carbs and sugar. I think I put sugar in your carbs. Yeah. Yeah, that's why, a lot of people are getting diabetes and stuff. And obviously a lot of people are gaining weight from sugar, but some people can eat sugar and be just fine. I mean, but yeah, I think the older you get, the harder it is. Yeah. I like, don't believe me, I like sugar. I don't think I don't like it. I think I'm going to have probably a half of one of these cake sandwiches. uh, anyway, Nutella and jelly sandwiches. Wow, that's rough. Nutella is good though. I haven't had Nutella in a long time. I think it's made in Canada, eh? Isn't Nutella made in Canada? Can't remember. But yeah, I haven't seen Nutella in a long time. You gave it to your kids, the Nutella and jelly? Yeah. That's some sugar. That's a lot of sugar. Yeah. But yeah, if you just go cold turkey, your whole your cravings will change. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, don't get me wrong, I like sugar. You know what I mean? Especially at night. Goodness. Yeah, I like sugar at night. I can do without it in the daytime, but yeah, at night I like having a snack. They had friends wanting to trade lunch. Oh, really? That would be an interesting combo. A chocolate flavor with jelly. Just polished off my salad. Could go for that root beer. Yeah, I know. That root beer I had was good. Don't take away my ice cream. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. At least I stopped putting candy in my night. Yeah, I used to do that. I used to have a headboard back in the day, and my headboard was loaded with candy. Yeah. Yeah, I stopped doing that because my sister did it too. We were just like, we gotta stop doing that. Yeah, yeah, it is very addicting. But if you stop at least drinking pop, and I still have pop. I go, like I said, my friend wants us. She likes to eat places, and that's what I do. I'll have some pop, and I'm thinking, dang, I didn't realize how sugary pop was until you stop drinking it. It's like drinking a candy bar. Your sister still does, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I think it's just because. Oh wow, a giant spider just went on my camera. Looked like something out of Hong Kong horror movie. But yeah, the thing is, when you sleep, you want to. Like I went to bed and I didn't eat until 6 o'clock tonight. So I went. I don't know. I went 9 or 10 hours from the time I got up without eating. So that was kind of a good fast. Intermittent fasting is good too. You know, fast for they say if you want to lose weight, and I know this works. If you want to lose weight, intermittent fasting, and that is only eat in an 8-hour window. So pick 8 hours and eat all you want in that 8 hours. But for the rest of the time, the other 16 hours, don't eat. So when you get up in the morning, just wait. And I can wait until 2 o'clock in the afternoon and eat something. Anyway, it's doable. I mean, and so I can start eating at 2 in the afternoon and I can eat till 10 o'clock at night. And then go, another fast until the next day. And you will lose weight. OMAD for me, OMAD. I don't know what that means. What are those acronyms? Oh, Grace, I tried to get the heart thing off of there and I couldn't do it. I don't know if you heard me. I don't know what I was doing. Yeah, I definitely try to at least cut down on sugar. And sugar causes inflammation. So like I have a torn ligament in my knee. And so oh, 1 meal a day. There you go. But you can eat all you want in 8 hours and then just don't and then stop. Not 1 minute past that. I like to fast for spiritual 24 hours, but now I take meds 4 times a day so I can yeah, and that's the thing. You can't do the fasting if you're certain medications. You can't do that. But now I do know that when you fast for spiritual reasons, like and so there's probably a lot of people listening that don't really know what that means. But like in the Bible, they have fasting for spiritual reasons and stuff. So if I wanted to if I want to get like well, how would you say if I want to hear God's voice louder, I would guess I'd describe it. If I want to, you know, if I wanted some information or whatever, I would fast and I would pray and my answers would come. So it's like you got a closer connection and it's almost like a clearer telephone line. It's like if you're trying to connect with God, there's static and you know what I mean on the phone. You know how like if you're trying to talk to somebody, it's all staticky and you can't hear them. It's like if you're fasting, you get like a clear connection. I don't even know how to describe it. Yeah, because you focus on God rather than food. Because if you're not fasting, you're thinking about food. You're preparing food. You're buying food. You're eating food. You're cleaning up after food. But if you clear away your physical, your physical wants, then it does work though. I'm going to tell you. You can ask Grace how many times did I fast so I could get an answer for something. I'm sure Grace has done it too. If you want to answer something clear from God, you fast and you just stop eating food and just drink water and keep praying. And it's just like, I don't know how it works, but it does. Done that for years. Yeah, focus on God rather than food. That's right. And it is, and there's examples in the Bible where like Daniel, and they call it the Daniel fast. Isn't that what they call it, Grace? Daniel fast. So Daniel, he's the one in the lion's den, right? The one that was carried off into Babylon, and he was anyway. He was praying and praying and praying, and his messages weren't getting through to God. There was some type of resistance there. He thought I don't even know, but there was some kind of resistance. God, there wasn't he wasn't having a connection with God, so he fasted. And he only ate, and it's called the Daniel fast. He only ate fruits and vegetables for days. How long did it take, Grace? I don't know. After days of eating just fruits and vegetables, he got through. Jonah too. Yeah. So in the story of Jonah, he's on the boat. So Jonah. Most people know the story of Jonah and the whale, right? Where Jonah gets swallowed up by the whale. But the whole story, Jonah had to focus on God. Not yeah, that's right. But so God tells Jonah to go to Nineveh, and Nineveh is their enemies, right? And so he says, "No, Jonah, I need you to go to Nineveh and tell them to repent." and if not, they're going to be destroyed in 40 days. And Jonah's like, okay. And then when God left, he's like, And Jonah actually turned around and went the opposite way from Nineveh. He actually went to the port down there at Joppa, and that's on the Mediterranean Sea. Back at that time, there was only one port where everybody in the world came through. So he goes down to the port down in Joppa, and he hops on a ship. Yeah, Jonah said, bye, see ya. I ain't doing that. Because Jonah didn't like those people of Nineveh. Nineveh were some bad people, and he thought, F them. He wants God to destroy him. I'm not going to go over there and try to help him. So Jonah just says, he ain't going to do that. And so Jonah goes the opposite direction and goes on the ship, okay? And because back then, you could pay people. These ships are coming and going all the time with goods, you know what I mean, from all around the world. And so it was huge. People from all over the world coming in and out of there. And so at the time, you could pay a shipmaster money to get on the ship and ride along with them. I mean, and then get off at the next stop or whatever. So Jonah hops on this ship, a merchant ship with a bunch of food and stuff on it, and they go out to sea. And God says, "Hey, wait a minute, what's Jonah doing? He's not doing what I told him." So God makes this big storm come up, so this ship's getting thrown all over the place, and they're in this storm, and the shipmaster and the people are saying, "Hey, wait a minute." They are asking people, "Who's your God? Who's your God?" They're trying to find out whose God is it that's doing this. So they get to Jonah and they say, "Is this your God doing this?" He's like, "Yeah, my bad. I whatever." And they said, Jonah was going to just jump over, and I think they're going to throw him over. I can't remember. But they said, "Wait a minute, let's throw everything overboard," because that's what they did back then during shipwrecks. If it was going to shipwreck, they would just throw all the food overboard. Whatever they're hauling, they throw it overboard just to save their life. So they did. They all ate food. They ate as much as possible, and then whatever was left, they threw all the food over. And then you're right. Then they threw him overboard because the storm wouldn't stop. So they're like, all right, this guy's got to go because he pissed his God off so bad that we're going to all die because of him. So they throw him. Yeah, I think they threw him over or he jumped. And anyway, Jonah ends up in the water. And he ends up in the water, and he gets swallowed by the whale. Now, in the Old Testament, they call it a whale. No, in the Old Testament, they call it a big fish. And then in the New Testament, Jesus starts talking about Jonah, and he called it a whale. Jesus called it a whale. But in the Old Testament, they call it a big fish or whatever it was. So he gets swallowed up, and then he's like, dang, he's swallowed up by this whale. And then the whale pukes him up on the shore. And somehow, because I have already looked at the distance, I've measured it from where he was in the ocean on the shore to where Nineveh was, he had a long way to go. And somehow he gets spit up on the shore pretty close to Nineveh. Did Jesus, or was that a translation? Well, no, I mean, it was red letters. It was out of Jesus' mouth. He was talking about he was talking about Jonah. And he said Jonah got swallowed by a whale. But in the Old Testament, they call it a big fish. So I don't know. That was King James. First he reconciled and repented. Well, he knew he screwed up. And that's why he kind of felt bad for everybody, because they're throwing all their stuff over. It's ruining their lives and putting them at risk. And then so he's like, yeah, my bad. And so, yeah, he knew he screwed up. But then, yeah, that was such a weird story. And then, so he gets spit up on the shore, and he ends up in Nineveh. And all he said is, repent, or I can't remember if it was 30 days or 40 days. Usually it's 40. 40 is usually 40 is the number of testing. So like Jesus in the wilderness for 40 days. When Noah's Ark, it rained for 40 days and 40 days. So 40 is always usually the testing. It's like a probation, a testing period. So I think it was 40 days. But anyway, he said, repent or this place will be destroyed. And he didn't even want to do that. He wanted it destroyed, but he's like reluctantly said that. And then he went up on a hill and waited. And he wanted to watch Nineveh be destroyed, right? And so he went up on a hill and he was watching, and he was hoping it would be destroyed. But what happened was they listened, and the king of the land said, "All right, everybody, I'm the king, and I order everybody to fast for the next, I can't remember, but everybody's supposed to start fasting. Even the animals fasted. So everybody had to pray and fast, including the animals. And then God spared them. And Jonah was kind of not happy. And then he's sitting there, and God had a worm eat through a gourd, and the gourd dropped on Jonah's head. The end. Yeah, that was a weird ending. But yeah, just to show Jonah, I guess, God had a worm chew through the gourd stem, and the gourd dropped on Jonah's head. I think that was the end of it. Well, hey, Joyce, welcome. Joining late, starting on replay. All right. Yeah, right? Where he, yeah, that was weird. Yeah. Oh, them stories are weird. And actually, that's one of the really oldest stories in the Bible. And again, probably a Mesopotamian text from, before that. But anyway, welcome, Joyce. Hope you've had a wonderful day. Hope everybody did. Yeah, but there's a lot of fasting in the Bible, and it usually is to open up the communication. The gourd was funny, but the attitude of sitting, waiting for instructions. Yeah, he wanted to see it. It wasn't funny. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what he did. He didn't want. And then Nineveh repented, and then after and they did good for like 20 or 25 years, and then they went back to where they were, and they were destroyed just like Babylon was destroyed. Yeah. It's so weird though. Like, what a weird story. Anyway, that's the story of Jonah and the whale. In case anybody didn't know. Yeah. Do it here real quick. Sorry if I missed anybody's comments. All right, yeah. Anyway. So I suppose I'll probably wrap this up here. Where are we at? 2 hours. Yeah. So anything else? Otherwise I'll probably wrap this up. I have to still feed my outside animals. I am just scanning through comments to see if I missed anybody. Hopefully I didn't. Yeah. We'll do Jacked Up Bible Story episode someday. Oh, I forgot to put that. Oh, you did put up a video. Did you send me a video? I forgot. I pulled it up. I pulled it up and I didn't play it. Hold on, Grace. Let's see what you sent me. Well, thank you, Anna. Thank you. I did. I had a great birthday. Thank you. Oh, is this what you? Okay, a short video. Hold on a second. It's not your video. Yeah. We do Bible stories, and I love when people know other people know because you can back me up on stuff and also correct me if I get any details wrong, but I don't think so. It's not your video? Here it is. It's not nothing I'm going to get struck on, right? I don't think Rocky overreacted. Oh my gosh, I think I saw this. I don't have sound on it though. Yeah, have you seen these videos with the dog's wearing a mask and it freaks out? I can't make this start over. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a dog with a mask on. The dog freaking out. The dog just fell over, like almost pretended to die. So cats and dogs are both funny. I think they're funny. It's been a while, yeah. Yeah, the Great Dane. You guys seen that one? Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that big giant Great Dane just collapsed like it was having some kind of heart attack. Thanks, Grace. Is that the one that you put up earlier? Because I pulled it up and then did not play it. All right. Just click some of this off of here so I can wrap this up. All right. So, yeah, I don't know what we're going to hear this week, if anything. Any news? I doubt it. It seems as though all the hearings for Patrick and Patrick's case anyway, and the stuff Eric's been testifying about, it's all sealed until it's over. So I have been looking, but they're not giving up anything probably until this is over. Then we can go through the records all we want, but right now we can't. You have an outfit for your pit bull that looks like a body tattoo. I need to send to my sister at a Great Dane. Yeah. There's some big dogs, man. Bigger than my dogs. Oh, my dogs are heavier, but those are some tall dogs. Oh, yeah. I scared the heck out of them. A body tat would be hilarious. Yeah. That's funny. All right. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I still have to, like I said, I got to feed my outdoor animals. So, if I haven't missed anybody, I want to say thanks for coming in. It was fun. Wish you could send a pic. Outfit for your pit bull. My son had a pit bull and he ended up living with me. And it's probably the sweetest dog I've had. I would trust that pit bull over most of the dogs I've had. You know, well, thank you, not my monkeys. I did have a great birthday. All together, happy birthday. Well, thank you, Grace. And by the way, a happy belated birthday to Grace. Her birthday was last week. She also turned 29 with me. And yeah, so happy birthday to Grace too. Is my servant. Yes, thanks for coming in and spending time. Grace, thanks for moderating. Tie-dye, dear Jane, and everybody that came in, and tie-dye. I know I'm missing a bunch of people. It only goes back a little bit. And not my monkeys, Florida. Everybody, thanks for coming in. And I want to say thank you for Toddie for coming in. Well, thank you so much. Oh, that is put that up there. Thank you, not my monkeys. Uh, thank you, not my monkeys. I appreciate that very. Buy your own. First one is super chat. Message will appear here. Well, thank you. I'm still kind of learning how to run this thing. So thank you very much, not my monkeys. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Um, happy belated, amazing Grace. Yeah, she had a birthday last week. Her and I are June bugs. We have a subscriber named John, and his is next week. So it was Grace's, then mine, then John's. We all had a week apart our birthdays. Bunch of June bugs in here. But yeah, so happy belated birthday to Grace. And yeah, all my birthday demands were met. Yes. I barked orders at the A&W people, and they did exactly what I told them. I went to Walmart and checked out. Yeah, I had a fun day. I bought a shirt. You know what it says? Because you guys, you know that I talk to myself all the time, right? I bought this shirt. Let me see what it says. Oh, come on. You really didn't. Come on. Are you serious? Cat's laying on it. I just bought it and she's already laying on it. They like laying on my clothes. So I had it on the kitchen table and she was laying on it. It says, of course I talk to myself. Sometimes I need expert advice. This is what I bought for myself. I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't. You can't see it. But it says, of course I talk to myself. Sometimes I need expert advice. So there you go. That was my shirt. Because I talk to myself all the time. And yeah, so I bought that shirt for myself today. I bought some shorts for the summer, some new shorts. And that shirt, I walked past it and I did a U-turn. I'm like, what did that say? And I thought, I'm going to get that. So yeah, I got a short. I got some shorts for the summer. And yeah, because I talk to myself. So anyway. You have a nightmare about June bugs? You know, this year we only got one June bug. I only saw one. Normally they're bouncing off my door and all over the sidewalk, and I don't want to step on them. They're gross. Try to get at, yeah. So yeah, I like that shirt. I did a double take, and I turned around and thought, I'm gonna buy that. Me too, and I've read that on a shirt before. Yeah, I like that. You know what shirt I'm gonna order that I saw somebody had, and I looked it up, and I have it. Oh, really? They're July bugs then. You have July bugs, not June bugs. Yeah, I only had one, which is good, I think. But another shirt said, it's weird being the same age as old people. I'm gonna get that one too. It's weird being the same age as old people. You didn't have many either? Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. They come out of the ground, they're in the dirt all year. Now I learned that from my son because my son used to do excavating. They used to do excavating, digging in the dirt and stuff. And he said they'd see June bugs all the time. They'd dig up the dirt, and they'd be all underground. And I'm like, what? He said, yeah, that's where they go all year, and they only come out for like 1 week, and then they go back for the rest of the time. And then like right after he told me that, like a week later, I was digging in my garden, and sure enough, down in the dirt was a June bug. So yeah, he's right. Cicadas, yeah, those are them things that go bzzz, right? Yeah, yeah, I like that. I got that at Walmart. I usually don't buy shirts at Walmart, but I had to buy that. I missed you on your channel, Toddie. I joined in support. Yeah, Toddie actually went to bed. She stayed up past her bedtime to come on here tonight, so I appreciated that. She goes to bed early. She gets up about the time I'm going to bed. We'd make a good like security team, right? At NORAD or something. But yeah, so she is she stayed up late to come on here, so I appreciate that. Whoa! My God. A little cat underneath me. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, she was up pretty late. You must have hoarded all the June bugs. Yeah, we didn't get not too much up here. Our July bugs are the blasted Japanese beetles. So if I see one of those, I'm gonna freak out. They wiped out my raspberries last year. And it really bummed me out because every single year I make about 24 jars of raspberry jam. And my family loves it and they count on it. And I had to tell everybody there ain't no jam this year. And sometimes they come up here just to get the jam. So I got kind of robbed on that, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, I lure people up here with my jam. And now I ain't got no jam. So I had nothing to bait people up here with. Yeah, she was up pretty late. Yeah. But them Japanese beetles, they're blue and green, metallic looking, like shiny metallic looking things. First, I thought they were cool looking because I didn't know what they were. If I see one of those, man, I'm gonna go all out attack on them. And you know what? And they were going after my fruit trees, and they already got after a plum tree. So they had started on a plum tree by the time I got them. What do you do about the Japanese beetle? Heard some people use vacuum. Yeah, yeah, they are pretty. They're cool looking, and they're always humping. I always see two of them mating. So I've learned of 3 remedies about the Japanese beetles. I'll tell you what works the best. So I was putting diatomaceous earth on it, right? I was out sifting that diatomaceous earth all over the bugs, and yeah, they were dropping off. And anyway, and then I was at Walmart one time in the parking lot, and I was talking to this lady, and we started talking about canning vegetables. And I said, "Yeah, I told her I was going to do raspberries, um, but the beetles got my raspberries." She said, "Yeah, we had the beetles too." I said, "What'd you do?" She said, "My husband went out there with a shop vac and vacuumed them all up." I said, "Well, I can't do that. I got acres of them, and I don't have a cord that long. You know what I mean?" And she said, "Yeah, well, that's what they did." And then my friend who lives not too far, she had an invasion all over her raspberries. And her raspberries she was picking was for me. So my raspberries got wiped out, and her raspberries that I also take got wiped out. And what she did was the best. Her and her husband went to like Fleet Farm or Home Depot, and they bought this thing. It's a citrus bag, and it's like a bag with a hook on it, and you hook the bags about every, I don't know, 10 or 20 feet in the bushes, and the beetles are attracted to this bag, and the beetles all go inside of this bag, but they can't get out. It's like a roach motel or whatever, that commercial where they check in, they can't check out. Well, the beetles all go inside of this bag and they get stuck in there. And she said that bag was like filled. After like one day, that bag was filled with beetles, and she got all her beetles were gone. So if I see them beetles again, I am going to get them citrus bags. They're hanging bags. You hang them on the bush, and yeah, they just go in there and then they're disappeared. So that's probably what I'll try if I see them again. And I've been looking. There are grubs on the ground. Them beetle things? Grubs on the ground now? Use the bait bags, but I also go around in the morning with a jar or gasoline and a stick and knock them off into the jar. Gasoline and a stick? bait bags. Yeah, that's what she used, and she said that they were filled. They all went in there. I mean, it was amazing. I think they had like 3 of them or something, or 4 bags. I can't remember. And yeah, so I'm gonna get that next time. Like that lady said, her husband was shop vacuuming him. I'm like, well, I got too much to do that. A jar of gasoline. Do use those bait bags near the house. They work really well, and you'll have them swarming your doors and windows. The them bugs will. Yeah. Well, at least they're. I mean, they're not going to use. Oh, do not use them. Do not use the bait bags near the house. Okay. Yeah, they're not really too far. I'd say they're about the closest it's going to be is about 20 feet from the house, maybe 30. Wait, probably 30 feet from the house would be the closest one. And the rest is going to be hundreds of feet, probably. I didn't know that. Supposed to put them like 20 feet downwind from what you're protecting. Oh, okay. I do remember something about the wind. You're right. Something about the wind direction. I don't know. They hung them and it worked. Yeah. Yeah. At least if they go on the house, they can't destroy it, not like termites or something. But yeah, I'm all suckers. I'm looking because I noticed about the middle of June last year, the raspberries weren't looking good. You know what I mean? Because they're always ready on July 1st to start picking. And they're good only 30 days, the month of July. And then after July 30th, after July 30th, they're done. Whatever's left drops down on the ground, and then they're done. So I noticed about a week or two before I was picking, I noticed they were all my raspberries were like deformed. They weren't growing. They were green. They wouldn't turn into raspberries. Thinking, why are they looking all weird? And I thought, well, maybe it's just a late season this year. Nope. And then I saw the bugs. Yeah, they're like citronella or something. I don't know what kind of bags they are, but yeah, I'll probably do that. They will consume an entire peach and leave nothing but the pit. Yeah, so speaking of fruit trees, I got this weird disease on one of my trees. And I was going to cut the tree down because it's just jacked up. It got broken in an ice storm. And I thought, well, I'm going to leave it one more year and see what it does. And it's a plum tree. And all of a sudden, it looks like pears are growing on a plum tree. So I got plums growing on it. Look like pears growing on, but they're not pears. It's some kind of weird disease that turns the plums into pear. And anyway, I'll show you guys. It's the weirdest thing I ever saw. So I'm supposed to go out there. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to take all the little pear-shaped things off of there. You're supposed to put them in a bag and put them in the trash. Not even in a compost, because this stuff is really... So I got one jacked up fruit tree right now. It's always something. Yeah, so I battled the bugs, and now I'm battling some weird thing that turns plums into pears. I don't even know what's going on. Yeah, but them beetle things, they went from the bushes to the fruit trees, and they got one of my plum trees, which I don't even eat plums. I don't even know why I have it on there. I'm not sure why I haven't planted plum trees, but I tried to get 2 of every kind of fruit tree I could. So yeah, I don't really eat them, but anyway. So it wasn't like a big deal, but still a little invasion of the beetles. And that was my first experience with that kind of stuff. They ate up all my ferns, just left the veins. Yeah. Well, I seen they were eating leaves. They were eating everything. And I thought, it's You always see them movies, some old movies where the whole entire crop gets wiped out and the farmers are all bummed out. Well, I get it now. Because if something wipes your crop out, it's done. You can't replant in July. You can't plant all over, and all your work is ruined. Your product's gone, and it's too late to replant. So yeah, I kind of felt a little bit what they probably felt. And I don't live off of these crops. They do. We've had them here in Northeast Ohio since I was a kid. Yeah, I'd never seen them in my life. Never seen them in my life. I don't know where they came from. Yeah, it was a hippity hop. I got one. Oh, you're at the hippity hop, hoppity, a hoppity hop. Yeah, I swear it was a hippity hop. Let me just look. Maybe they called them different things in different areas. The Joyce is back at the hippity hop. I swear it was a hippity hop though. And it's been a while since I was 8. Hippity hop. Let me see. Oh yeah. Oh hey, look. I'm gonna prove it. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, here it is. All right, look. They still sell them. There's a hippity hop. It's only $10. Oh, here's one from the 60s. Remember somebody said they had a head on theirs? Yeah, look at it. I said it'd be worth money now, wouldn't it? Here's $50. There's one with the head on it. That's for the rich kids. I had a blue one like that. No, a second. Let me show you. What's it called? Oh, here's adult size. Look at an adult on it. Some lady. Oh, I got an adult size one. But what's it called? Let's see. Can we focus in? Adult size hippity hop. Bam. What's this say? Hippity hop. Hippity hop. There it is. Hippity hop. I know it's blurry, but you can look it up yourself. Here it is. They all say hippity hop. Because that's what I searched. Yeah. You guys probably called yours something else. Look. Hippity hop. Whether you're looking to bounce around on a inflatable hopper ball, learn a preschool dance routine, or hum a catchy hop, hippity hop. There's even a song you can sing while you're doing it. Hop, hippity hop. That's what it is. It's hippity hop. I knew it was. Hippity hop. You come to the right place. Here. So the original inflatable hopper balls. The classic hippity hop. Also known as a space hopper or hopper ball, is a large, durable, inflatable ball with a handle used for both kids play and physical therapy. Okay. Charge somebody $300 an hour to hop on that thing for 20 minutes a week. Yeah. Holds up to 120 pounds for the... Oh, grown-up ones holds 300 pounds. You can be 300 pounds doing this thing if you want. If you're a big gal, hold on a second. Here it is. Yeah. Adult size right now. Adult size. Hey, hippity hop. I don't know why it's not focusing. It says hippity hop. Let's get some. I don't know. And I do remember mine popped one time, and I can't remember how it popped. But something sharp popped it. Yeah. Moon boots. I remember moon boots. I'm 200. That works. Well, there you go. You could double your weight and still be on this thing. Yeah, 200, no problem. Pogo stick. Hey, I had a pogo stick when I was a kid. You know what else? My brother and his friends used to walk on stilts. You just take a 2x4 and nail a block of wood to it, and you could walk on stilts. My dog would pop that. Yeah, right. just for fun. Wait, Hippity Hop comes in. Yeah, it does. Well, not Hardy. Okay, it doesn't come in a 600-pound size, but it does hold up to 300. Yeah. Oh, good night. Thank you, Horat. Thank you, Horat. I appreciate that. Yeah, I bought him a horse ball toy, and he popped that. Yeah, I stopped buying toys for my dogs. My last dog that I had for 18 years, he was a toy boy. He always played with toys. He was a toy dog, squeaky toy dog. But these dogs that I have now, they just destroy. The German Shepherd destroys things and wants to eat it. I think I told you guys that, right? Like one night I was laying in. No, I don't think I told anybody this. One night I was laying in bed and the dog was next to me. The German Shepherd was next to me. Another dog was on the foot of the bed, and one dog was on the ground. That's how it always is. But the German Shepherd was next to me, and he had this monkey. I bought him a monkey, and the monkey had really long arms and really long legs, and he loved the monkey. And the hands and the feet had squeakies in them. Squeak, squeak, squeak when you bite it. I tell you guys that. Anyway, I'm sitting there and the dog is ripping the arms off of this monkey, and I'm thinking, oh well, I'll just throw it away. And then he's biting on the hand, right? Squeak, squeak, he's biting on the hand. And he rips the hand off with the squeaky thing in it. I'm like, hey, and he started chewing on it. I'm like, no, give me that, give me that. And as I'm trying to get it out of his mouth, he's trying to hurry up and swallow it. And before I could get it out of his mouth, he gulps it down. The hand with the squeaky thing in it. Did I tell you that? Anyway, I'm like, oh hell no. He just ate a monkey hand with the squeaky thing inside of it. He ate that. And so I jumped out of bed and I'm like, oh hell no. And German Shepherds especially, they got a deep barrel chest. And when a dog has a deep barrel chest, they call it, their stomach can flip. They can have all kinds of issues when they swallow things. So I thought, hell no. And so I jumped out of bed and I thought, okay, I got to make him puke this thing up, because if it goes through his system, he might have to have surgery. You know what I mean? So I jumped out of bed and I made this concoction. And if you ever have to have your animal puke, now I've had to do this twice. When he was a puppy, he ate a grape because I was picking grapes off my grapevine, and I gave it to him, and I totally forgot I wasn't supposed to give a dog a grape, especially a puppy. They can die from grapes. So I used it then, and it works. But what you do is you take a little bit of water, and you put hydrogen peroxide. So you little mixture, and you can look it up what the mixture is, but you put water and hydrogen peroxide and mix it together and have the dog drink it. Now, I didn't think he was going to drink it because whatever. I can't make him drink something on command. So I mixed the hydrogen peroxide with a little bit of milk. And so I gave him the milk with the hydrogen peroxide, and he bloop, bloop, he drank it right up. And I said, okay, let's go. And we all ran outside. And within probably 2 minutes, the dog kind of started walking in circles and just bloop, 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 and he's puking it. And he puked up the toy. And anyway, I had a flashlight because I wanted to make sure he puked it up, and he did. So yeah, if you need your dog, or I think cats too, I don't know, but yeah, you just mix up a solution of hydrogen peroxide. I did milk, so I made sure he's gonna puke it up anyway. So he drank up the concoction, and within 3 minutes, probably he was puking. And here comes the toy on the grass. So anyway, I was glad he Anyway, that was it. No more toys. Threw all the toys away. That's enough of that shit. And they have bones. I get bones from the butcher. You know, marrow bones. And yeah, enough with the toys. Sit and spin. I remember them. A sit and spin. I think they wanted to squeeze it to make it squeeze. Yeah. He needs a Kong. Yeah, they've had I haven't had a Kong for a long time. You know someone who could use a sit and spin? I think a lot of people could sit and spin. Yep. Kong's supposed to be indestructible. Yeah, my dog puts that to the test, that's for sure. My son has adult sized big wheel. Really? That would be cool. Be cool to see. I buy plushies for my husky. They don't last long. Yeah. Yeah, it was a plushie. It was a monkey with long arms and legs. Not my monkey. You would think a horse toy would be. It all depends. They're also listed as hopper ball and hippity hop, hoppity hop. Hopper ball and hoppity hop. Well, I think maybe the one from the 60s was the hippity hop. I don't know. Maybe those were knockoffs from the hippity hop. They sell for $18 to $45 for the hoppity hop. Well, this one at Walmart here is $10. It's probably thin. It'll probably pop right away. Probably from China. Be careful. My dog broke 2 teeth with deer antlers. Really? Yeah. I get those marrow bones raw and give it to him. Yeah, you're not supposed to give, for sure, a puppy anything, you know, anything harder than their teeth. But yeah. Yeah, no more toys though. That's enough of that. Be careful, my dog broke 2 teeth with deer antlers, huh? Yeah. I can see that. Deer antlers are hard. He's adult, yeah. Yeah, deer antlers. I've heard of people that their dog chews on those. Yeah. It's always something, huh? You gotta do your homework on everything, it seems like. My dog just ate a squeaker. Lucky he's okay. He's also barrel chested, 180-pound. Yeah. Did you poop it out? Yeah. Well, I thought, you know, it went it went down his throat. It should come back up. Probably easier than going through his entire digestive system. 2 molars expensive. He loved chewing them. Yeah, the deer antlers. Never tried that. I want to make sure everybody knows not to give your dogs rawhides, because rawhides kill the dogs. They actually, so the dog will eat these rawhides and they can choke on them, but if they get them in their stomach, the rawhide swells up with the moisture and you have to have surgery. You can ask your vet, how many dogs have come in here and had to have surgery from a rawhide? And they'll tell you a lot. Vets usually tell you not to give your dog a rawhide, those leather things. Bully sticks are the best. I don't know what that is. But yeah, stay away from the rawhides too. Them are killers. I know they like them. And then back about 20 years ago, I used to give a dog, we had a German Shepherd back then too, me and my husband, and we used to give him pig ears, and he never had a problem with the pig ears, but again, I could see that being like rawhides. Yeah, they sell a lot of stuff that is not good for your dog, and they sell a lot of things that could kill your dog. Cheaper to go to the butcher for bones than it is to fork out expensive. Yeah, for the emergency bill, but yeah. Emergency vet bills, yes. Yeah, I get them from the butcher. We have a butcher in town, and he'll cut them however long you want them. They're expensive though. I get a bag of those, are $10 or $12 for like 6 of them. They get 3 of them and then another 3 on another day, and that's it. Just like it says, they are the stick of the bullies, but all protein. Oh, bully stick, that's what they call them. Used to buy pig ears for my Malamutes in summer and freeze them. They love them, yeah. Yeah, I haven't bought pig ears for a while, but I used to for a big German Shepherd we had. Now I'm afraid to give my dogs anything except food. You have 2 sit and spins, really? So if I don't know if kids play with any of these toys like that anymore. Like now, kids get a little iPad and they put them in a stroller with the iPad or something. It's sad, actually. So kids are getting lazy now. They don't even play outside anymore. I used to see kids playing all the time. Don't even see kids outside anymore. We used to be on our bikes, skateboards, hoppity hops, or whatever it was, till the street lights came on. Not anymore. Yeah, my dog had to have a Kong sawed off her jaw. Took the vet 2.5 hours. Said, really? A Kong? Off her jaw? Goodness gracious. Please don't use flea drops. They poison my cat. To others, I know expensive. Yeah, I don't. My dogs have diatomaceous earth for fleas, and so do the cats. Diatomaceous earth. And then, like during the summer, because they're exposed to the outside, they're exposed to the stray cats and all this. So, I put diatomaceous earth all over the floor for about overnight, and then I wake up and sweep it all up, and then mop the floors, and because I don't have any carpets or anything. But then I do all the animals. So yeah, I do not use Frontline or anything like that. Frontline is a killer, and so is Bravada. So one time I brought my dog to the vet, and I wanted some type of flea treatment. This is back before I knew any better. And I asked the vet for flea treatment, and she said, "Oh, you got to have these. These are great. These they're chewables, right?" And I said, "You give them to your dogs?" And she said, "Oh yeah, I give them to my dogs." And I'm like, all right. So I bought this Bravada. They're like little chewables, right? And the dog chews them up, and it like poisons their body or something. So if a wood tick or a flea goes on the dog, it dies. I'm thinking, well, that doesn't sound very good. It's like if I drank a bottle of mosquito spray so I don't get mosquitoes. You're like, wait, what? No, I went anyway. I took her word. It was a very expensive vet. It was like a high-end vet clinic, very expensive. And I thought, well, she knows what she's doing. I get home, and it's an hour and a half to get home. And I get home, and I looked it up. I thought, I'm going to look at because this don't sound right. Like, why would you eat something that goes through your whole body, and so anything that bites you dies? That means your body's soaked with poison. So I read about it, and there's all kinds of warnings. And then there's a Facebook group, and I pulled up the Facebook group, and it was called something like Bravada Killed My Pet, or something like that. It was a Facebook page. Something like Bravada Killed My Animal or something. And I looked on it, was story after story, horror stories, how they gave the dog this chewable, and right after the dog chewed it, started having seizures and this and that. And another story, my dog, and I loved her, and she ate one of these and died the next day. And horror story after horror story after horror story. And I didn't even open it. I called the vet, which is, hour and a half away. And I said, what is with these Bravada pills? I said, I just found a Facebook group that said Bravada killed their animals. And there's story after story after story and pictures of all these beautiful animals that are now dead. And she said, you don't want it? And I said, no, I want my money back. It was like $100. I don't want this thing. And I had to drive all the way back down there and get my $100 back. If she wanted to put it on credit, I'm like, no, I just want my money back. Anyway, be careful of that flea medicine stuff. Go natural, man. With everything, go natural. Diatomaceous earth is good. There's all kinds of natural remedies for ticks and fleas. You know what I mean? I do diatomaceous earth. That's all there is to it. But there's other things. Yeah. Well, sorry to hear about your dog and that Kong thing getting sawed off of him. That sounds terrible. Yeah, but that flea medicine, I'm telling you, so basically what they're doing is filling your animal full of poison. So then when the ticks bite, they fall off dead. Like, wait. So my dog is that poisonous inside and out that anything that bites it dies. That didn't sound right to me. Yeah, my grandkids have hippity hops. There you go, hippity hops. Kitten is husky, Malamute. Great. Uh-oh. Am I back? I think I'm back. I have 1% battery. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot to plug it back in when I unplugged it, so. Yeah, Bravecto. I said Bravada, but it's Bravecto. Yeah. I got 1% battery. We'll see how long that lasts. I got it plugged in, though. We almost used Bremer and Lucky. Yeah, it's probably about the same. Yeah, Brevecta. Yeah, I could probably just call it a night. I guess I still gotta feed some animals, so I'll probably get off of here. Yeah, I forgot to plug my phone back in. I unplugged it to show the close up of Lorraine, and I didn't plug it back in. Anyway, so yeah, I'll probably wrap it up and get off of here before it kills again. But I do want to thank everybody for coming in, and yeah, the diatomaceous earth. Yeah, you gotta. What I do is I put it in a sifter and I sprinkle it around the whole house. So, well, thank you, Tie Dye Gammy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming in. I want to thank you for that super chat too. I appreciate that. So anyway, I appreciate it so much. Thank you for coming in and spending time with me on my birthday. I really appreciate that. And thank you, TNT, and everybody, Todd, everybody, all you guys. Anyway, thanks for coming in. I'll be back probably in about 2 days. And anyway, I'll see you then. Thanks for coming in and everything else. Good night, and